Yeah. Where were we? I think Marine and Kindling were going to go to the hags. I think we did the other things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
just shift that there, make sure that's yeah, that is recording. For some reason I think it wasn't. Our band of adventurers, the Talaria, were doing a job for Archmage Olivia Vulshan. The job seemed simple. Go to the Enduring Concoction and see why the owner, Brandon, hadn't given her an update in regards to her commission, and to reclaim the money if it seemed that no progress had been done. After being forced to break in, however, you were set upon by an ooze-like creature, which had seemingly killed Brandon. Things got from bad to worse, however, as you were arrested for breaking in. However, Olivia came to your aid and had you released without charge. You decided, at that point, to help clear her name, as she now stood accused of contributing to Brandon's death, and began to look into why or who was responsible for this ooze. As with every good mystery, you split up and searched for clues. Mevelair went to the flanks to look for information on the criminal underworld, and after convincing a landshark folk to stop attacking a poor halfling man with some help from Valkyr, she began her return to the old barracks with the halfling, named Josh, in tow. Havelock and Aki decided to break into the Enduring Concoction. Again, through a pendulum of both good and bad rolls, you were able to gather information regarding a meetup between Brandon and somebody else in the Premier stables, before very nearly getting caught in your escape. And Marine and Kindling went to the Hag's Hovel to ask the owner there, an alchemist known as Rickety May, about if she had any dealings with Brandon prior to his death. And that is where we left off. So, Marine and Kindling, you have asked about on where the Hag's Hovel is. You're told through hushed tones on where to go to and warned that it's a bit of a bad idea. But eventually, you arrive at your destination. Among the weathered buildings, a small clearing emerges. You can see in the center is a somewhat out of place but rather picturesque white stone cottage, complete with a fence and a garden, and a looming oak tree sort of hanging over it. The people that are making their way through this area, despite the large space of the square, give the cottage a wide berth. A sign is situated by the gates. The sign itself looks to have been vandalized at some point, with some wood being sloppily nailed to the top and bottom of the sign, and parts of the writing scribbled out. On these nailed bits of wood, you can see at the top it says Rickety's, the part of the sign which is still readable saying Maze, and the final part saying Hovel. What do you all do?
I'll look to Kindling. I believe that this is the place. Shall we enter?
Yeah. Let's fit right in.
Okay.
Definitely seen. Yeah, let's go.
Alright, so you open the gate, it creaks open loudly. You walk through the garden. It's rather well kept. Several flowers. You can see assortment of mushrooms sort of in the soil to the sides. Ivy is beginning to crawl up the side of the wall. You knock lightly on the door. No answer. But as you sort of like knock again, the door opens slightly.
Seems strange.
Do you walk in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go up.
So, You enter the cottage, and the first thing to note is it's rather cramped, given your larger forms. You can fit in mostly, but it's very nearly standing room only. Expecting a normal shop room front, however, you find yourself in a small sitting room. Several chairs are situated around an unlit fireplace, and there's a aroma of tea that is wafting through what you can assume to be the kitchen.
Hello, Miss Rickety May.
You hear a voice from one of the other rooms. Oh yes, just a minute. Make yourself at home.
All right. I will go and sit down.
It creaks loudly, but it seems to hold your weight. After about 2 or 3 more minutes, you hear the sound of large, heavy footsteps. And coming around the corner, you can see a short, almost malnourished looking female. It's difficult to tell how old she is just on her appearance. She probably is only around 4 foot tall. She walks with what looks to be a heavy limp and is using a small cane for assistance. Her face looks like it originally had much more fat around it, as the cheeks have a heavy sag. She has a large, bulbous nose that sort of dominates the majority of her face, with some beady green eyes. Her grey hair is tied up in a bun, though there's several strands sticking out. And as she sort of smiles at you, can see rows of teeth that have seen better days.
Oh, hello there, dearies. Welcome. As I said, make yourself at home. Could I interest you in some tea? I've just got some steeping right now.
I'll take some.
And what about you, my, construct friend?
I will have some as well, thank you.
That's 2 teas. Right. I'll be right back.
She quickly, turns around and heads back into the kitchen. A few minutes later, you can hear the clattering of teacups and the weird plate that teacups are put on. I don't know what they're called, saucers. As she walks in, the canes are
You're British. I can't believe you.
Ed, you probably drink tea. What's it called? What's the small plate that they use for the tea to put the tea on? Is it a saucer?
It's called a saucer, you uncultured swine.
I'm an anomaly. I don't drink tea. Anyway, so Rickety May walks in, cane under her arm as she's bringing a tray over to the two of you, which she quickly places down on the table before handing out the cups and begins to pour you both a cup of tea.
There you go. I've no milk, I'm afraid. It's not within my nature.
It's understandable. There's no worries.
So you're now both given a cup of tea as she sits down in one of the other chairs.
So, welcome to my store. How can I help you all then?
Well, first of all, since we are new in town, may we know what you specialize in?
Oh, it's mostly just general potions, things that fix ailments. Some of it's a bit unorthodox, a little away from, how most alchemists do it, but, very well within line.
I see then. So this is our stop if we need potions now?
Yes, that, or the enduring concoction, if you prefer more, traditional, I guess, ways of alchemy.
Do you know anything about the Enduring Concoction's owner?
Oh, Brandon? Yes, he's a lovely lad, lovely lad. We occasionally discuss stuff. He actually visited me a few days ago as well.
Oh, did he?
Yes. He needed a restock on some of his acid bases, some herbs and such.
Was there anything rare that he might have needed from you?
I don't sell anything that's really rare. Different, yes. Rare, no.
You got a list?
A list of what?
What Brandon?
I said it was just some bases to help neutralize acids, a handful of herbs used in basic potion making.
And you're absolutely sure this was all he asked for?
Yes, he seemed a little bit annoyed. He said he'd been working on something that wasn't going well, but he seemed a bit happy. Said he might have made a breakthrough of a supplier, but apparently the supplier didn't deal with the basics.
Did he mention anything else about this supplier?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, dear. I didn't pry too much. He seemed rather uncomfortable about it.
That is understandable, considering what we've learned.
And what is that that you've learned? Come on, don't leave an old lady in suspense like this.
I'm afraid that Brandon has met a grisly fate.
The smile that she had just drops.
Oh. Huh.
We're sorry you had to find out this way.
Very sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm sure the news would have came out sooner or later. That's a shame. A lot of potential in him he had.
Precisely why we're here right now.
What do you mean?
With how he met his fate, there's a lot of questions in the air, and we were hoping you had at least a few answers to help us.
The only thing I know, as I said, is he came for a restock on stuff, said that he had made a breakthrough of a supplier, not one that I'm aware of. As far as I'm aware, we use the same supplier. Well, I say we use the same supplier. I mean, I occasionally use his supplier for stuff which I cannot obtain myself.
Who is this supplier, if we may ask?
Well, he's out of town at the moment, but he is called... What was his name again? Von Lords is his name. But he's been out of town for about 2 weeks now. Which is why it's interesting. Maybe Brandon got a supplier in the meantime.
Indeed. It would definitely make sense, considering your normal supplier would be out of town.
Yes, he only comes by once a month.
Curiouser and curiouser this gets.
anything else different about him apart from how tired he was?
As I said, he seemed tired, but also happy. As I said, I think it might be because he had the breakthrough, and maybe he needed the stuff that I gave him to work with whatever it is he was doing.
Indeed. Thank you for your help.
Of course, of course. Thank you for bringing this information to me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the tea.
Of course, of course.
How does the tea taste, by the way?
Very bitter. Like, you sort of have to, like, struggle not to, like, wince from it.
Can I roll Constitution to see if I do?
Sure. Yeah, like, you just get there, like, your tongue twitches from the bitterness, but you're able to, like, keep a straight face.
Alright then. I think that's all we can ask of you right now.
No, of course, of course. But do let me know if you need my help in the future. I may not be able to help as I spend most of my time indoors, but I can help in any way, especially if it means that you find out what happened to poor Brandon.
Indeed. Thank you for this, and we shall likely be back here in due time.
Hopefully
some
under
period.
happier circumstances.
Definitely under happier circumstances.
She just sort of, like, stares into the empty fireplace with a slight smile on her face.
I will look to kindling. Start to get up.
I'll nod back and start my way out.
I will follow him out and go looking for the rest of the group to give them what information we've gotten.
Okay. So, you leave Rickety May's house, I guess that's the easiest way to put it, and return back to the old barracks. So I'm assuming, I know for a fact Mevalair definitely was going back to the old barracks. I assume Havelock and Aki, you two are also returning there?
I left before
Havelock.
before Havelock did. Yeah,
And then that's when he nearly got caught.
indeed.
Okay. So, we'll say for the sake of brevity that, actually, given the distance and all the talking and all the various stuff that you did, the order that you guys would probably return back would be Mevalair, then Marine Kindling, then Aki, then Havelock. So we'll go back to Mevalair then. Are you still carrying Josh?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So you walk into the old barracks carrying Josh, and the entire time, like, as you've gone close, he's just been like, "Yeah, I mean, I can walk. I'm fine. It's fine. I can walk. But as you go in, it's a lot busier now. About 7 or 8 patrons. And you can see Samra is currently dealing with a already inebriated individual. Like, it's clear that the person's, like, trying to get another drink, and Zemra's, like, cutting him off, until eventually, like, Zemra just, like, reaches under with a cup, like, shows it to the guy before, like, throwing the contents, which appears to be cold water, in his face.
I see.
The drunken individual, like, sort of, like, staggers back, falls over a bit, before he just stands up and just drunkenly leaves the old barracks.
Having problems?
It's the normal stuff. So, like, looks over, sees, like, Josh in your back. Should I even ask?
No, but could you please get us a drink? Maybe some food for the little one.
Alright. So, like, reaches
you.
under and pulls out an empty tankard. This one just quickly begins filling it with ale.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and sit Josh down at a table.
Yeah, I'm serious. I could have walked here myself, you know. I'm perfectly capable of that.
Well, not to be offensive, but I don't know you very well. And it seems like you're in some shady business, so I wanted to make sure that you stayed with me.
Right, okay,
Are you nervous?
yes.
Yes, why are you nervous?
Because you fucking stood up to that land shark, and then I don't know what you did, but then suddenly there was like two of them, and they punched him into the fucking wall. Like, knocked him out in a single hit. You're small, but you're scary.
Thank you, that is so nice of you. I don't think anyone's described me as scary before.
So, like, looks around nervously. Barkeep, is the drink ready? Yeah. Just grabs it and so, like, plops it down.
So, your name is Josh?
Yeah, it's Josh. Yeah.
You got involved with those guys.
Wait, what guy is he talking about? Zamorin's still there. He's just only been keeping an eye, like looking at Josh. Somewhat concerned, given that you, again, carried him in.
Oh, he was involved with sharks.
Wait, don't tell me. Do you deal with the land sharks?
Is he asking me that or Josh?
It's hard to tell. He's sort of like just rubbing like the bridge of his nose with his eyes closed. I mean, I've got some business with them, and this lady here, she sort of punched out one of them. Wait here. So, like, walks away into the back room. And about 2 minutes later, he returns with a rather fancy-looking bottle. Like, it's got a few, almost looks like gold leaf sort of around it, and he just, like, holds it out to you, Mevler. Yeah.
Oh?
Give this to Camilla when you see her.
Camilla. And Mev takes it and then looks at him. Wait, why?
I lost a bet. In the best way possible, at the very least.
What was the bet?
Bet was that when you visited Lune Arch, we had a little bet that if you ever visited alone, I betted that you wouldn't be involved with the Lang Sharks. She did. And, she won clearly. If she won, I'd give her the best ball I've got. I won, I'd get one of the most valuable rings. She won, but you died, she would have my head.
Mama bet on this?
Yeah.
Mev just kind of pauses for a second, looking at the bottle. Maybe she knows me better than I predicted. She just looks embarrassed as she puts the bottle away.
Yeah, so go ahead and just put in fancy drink bottle.
To write that down in my notes.
Yep. As I said, lost in the best way possible, at the very least. I lose an expensive drink, fine. Rather lose that and then me head. But, dealing with them, to be serious, dealing with them land sharks is, bad news.
Well, you know, I know that, kind of. But we're kind of involved with some business that might lead to them.
Do you now?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't involving me, is it? Like, this is... Do I need to go? Should I?
Oh no, you're just my in.
Oh. Oh, right. Oh, okay, this makes a lot more sense now.
Oh yes. I was I needed to find a way to access the land sharks, and you were very conveniently there. Don't worry though, I do plan on assisting you. I really don't like extortion.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's a crew she works with has got a bit of a reputation for that. Oh. Oh, right, that's good to know.
Oh yes, very good for you. I mean, we're paying off your debt. But I really want to know how you got that, kind of in exchange.
I assume that's that's fair. Well, I was trying to start up a business. I thought that maybe there'd be this place isn't really like been mined out or anything, so I was just thinking like maybe there'd be some gems and such. I found like a small piece of gold at one point, and was like, maybe there's more of it, but no one would pay for it. So I went to the land sharks. One of them gave me some gold, told me to have at it. 2 years down the line, fucking nothing, and here I am.
Alright, well, that's pretty unfortunate, but it's good to know that you aren't like a gambler.
Oh no. Well, I mean, I guess you could say that the whole like trying to start this business was a gamble, which didn't work out. But you know,
What do you plan to do now then? If we pay your debt. Do you have a backup or some other place to go?
no, I don't have none of that. I get everything. I just beg on the street, all right, and it just, yeah.
Mev looks to Zam.
I know what you're gonna ask me.
I am willing to pay for a short while for him.
So, like, looks Josh up and down. How are you with, serving drinks? Well, I'm all right with it. Alright, and are you willing to work in the night? I mean, maybe. I as well do for you, then. For now, I'll let you have a room, I'll let you have food. In exchange, you're working for me on the night shift. Once you get enough to get your own place, then we'll discuss any changes with things, eh? Just like that. On condition. The ship with the land sharks, you gotta get that clear first. Have enough headaches whenever the needle come in here. Well, come in here announced, I should say. It's fine if you keep it quiet. Right, so I gotta get this sorted, but you'll give me a job then, yeah? Yeah. They'll recognize your face, know you own some debt, and then they'll probably come after me. So like looks towards you. Is that alright?
That sounds fine to me if it's okay with Sam.
I mean, not entirely on board with it, but be nice to have this place open a few hours longer. Probably good for business too.
I really appreciate you doing this, I really do. If you need a favor or something, I don't mind.
Just tell your mother that I did a good job, huh?
Okay.
Is it? But you just said, like, because I know my face and such, is it bad that I'm in here? It's a little bit unfortunate, but it shouldn't be too bad.
I mean, really. The land sharks are people that pick on people weaker than them. People very vulnerable or easy to suggestion. And she looks at, Josh, like looking him over. If we pay off your debt and then, you don't push back, you should be fine.
Right, okay. Well, it's not just weak and vulnerable. Anyone they think that's stepping on their turf. As I said, it's why when you started showing up here, your mother stopped declaring rounds for the Nymph's Needle. Made it clear that they weren't around.
Oh yes, then. Do not tell people that you are associated with me.
Right, I mean, I hardly know you, so that shouldn't be too hard. No offense.
Oh no, I'm not offended at all. You're right, we don't really know each other, but I hope we can be friends later.
Let's just get me out of Shit Creek first before we talk about that stuff, yeah?
Alright. Do you think we'll need to bring you to the land sharks? Probably if you're getting your debt paid.
I have no idea. All that normally happens is like one of those lot come by, take all the cash that I got, and then leave. Never actually gone to them to pay off anything.
Then do you know is the number that they gave me is your actual debt?
I don't know. I think so, but I don't have anything to write it down.
What did they pay you originally? What did they loan you?
About 1,500 gold.
1,500 gold, and they said the amount was 300.
Yeah, that's how much that's left. I've been paying it off for like the last 15 years.
And that doesn't include interest?
That includes interest as well. I sold most of what I got. I got rid of a bit of it, but it's the interest that gets you.
Okay, well, this 300 gold is manageable. If it's 15,000, can't imagine.
Yeah,
No offense.
Yeah, I get the feeling that they fucked me over on that one. I think they knew as well as everyone else that it probably weren't a good endeavor, but, you make money. You got no morals like they do. It's a lot easier.
Well, don't worry about it. Even if you need to be there, you're going to have 5 big, strong bodyguards.
Oh, there's more of you. Wow. Wait, is that including your weird shadow fella?
Nope. Let's see. There is Kindling, and there is Marine, and there is Havelock, and there is Aki, but Aki isn't very strong.
I have no idea who they are, but if they're strong and scary as you, then I feel a lot more comfortable.
Oh, Havelock can be very, very scary.
Right, please keep this Havelock person away from me then. If If, like, are they scarier than you?
Yes.
Please keep them away from me.
Go ahead, drink, enjoy your food. We have time before they come back. They were off doing other business. Oh, but that does remind me, Zam. I'd like to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you know about this, like, Brandon person? He was an alchemist?
He's came here a few times. Not much of a drinker, but he occasionally came here for a drink.
Did he come here maybe within the last 2 weeks?
Not really, no.
Alright.
Why, what
I
happened?
was thinking, well, he's the reason that I'm trying to get involved with these land shark people. We think that, he got some bad supplies,
Right, so... Well, you think he's, been dealing with some illegal shit, or...?
Yes. And that is why we were going to see the land sharks, see if they are involved with smuggling or if they know anything about it. Obviously, they won't tell us directly, but we can get some information. I was thinking, where those shady deals go on. Typically alleys, but that's a little too suspicious or shady for a upstanding individual, so he'd probably want to do it somewhere public. So I'd assume a tavern.
I have heard rumors that, there's some dodgy dealings in the old auction house.
Oh, yes, that is where I was told to go. Yes.
I've had a few, I've heard it a few times from some people, I assume, involved with them, or sometimes I've heard them mutter it back when your mother gave them a whooping whenever they came in, trying to assert their dominance, so to speak. Try being the key word. They've only won one fight.
I do not remember this, therefore it did not happen.
Well, it was before you were around, and I guess it's a win if you count it as a separate fight from the one that happened like 3 minutes later. Otherwise, they've lost every fight against the Needle. And that was simply because that was your mother's first time here. And brought everyone around in the name of the Nymph's Needle. Land Sharks came in, gave her a talking down, and when she wouldn't yield, they slammed her head on the table and walked off.
No.
Yeah.
Can't believe that.
3 minutes
What did
later.
Mama do?
Well, she reapplied some makeup that she had, sort of brushed herself down, took 4 of the crew that were sitting with them, and beat the everyone's shit out of them. Threw them out the bar themselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mama is so amazing. I can't believe, her first time here. She must have been so young.
Fairly young. I think she'd only recently been the captain of the Nymph's Needle.
Mev sits back and thinks for a minute. Oh yes, that would have been quite a while before I came in. That is fascinating. Do you know who particularly the people were? Are they still involved with the land sharks?
Not a clue. All the times I came in, it's usually random people. One time it was the same person, and he knocked the fuck out of there the second he saw who it was that was there.
Do you know who that was?
Nope. I don't keep track of names of people that start trouble in my bar. Why should I?
Do you know what they look like, Sam? If he's scared of my mama, maybe I can do something.
Nah, they keep themselves sort of like hooded. You know, not to be identified and all that.
Boo. Alright. This is still very useful information nonetheless, thank you. At least I know they weren't bullshitting me. Oh my goodness, 8 and 7 wisdom. Oh, why can't you guys be normal and take Dex as a dump stat like me?
Why can't you be normal? Demonic screaming. Isn't that the meme?
Yeah.
That is indeed the meme.
Okay, so eventually everyone else returns to the old barracks. You're all sort of joining Mevelair and this random halfling guy at a table.
Hello, salut.
The fuck is this?
This is my friend Josh.
Josh.
The fuck kind of name is Josh?
I didn't get to choose my name. Mevelair, is this Havelock person you were
Yes,
talking?
this is Havelock.
You're right. He is fucking scary.
Since I fucking remembered to add Havelock's boots to his heights, Havelock is staring at him from a nice 6'7" there.
7.
Gorgeous.
Do you have lifts or something?
This is a halfling, so he is much smaller. He sort of seems like shrink slightly, and so like it's almost like he's trying to mold into the chair, like become the chair almost to sort of hide.
Oh.
What did...
Yeah. Can I? Yeah. I'll grab. As he's kind of trying to be all imposing and scary. Havelock will grab. Aki will grab Havelock's arm and go. What do you think you're doing? Trying to scare the poor man to death?
I've never scared someone to death before, so that would be interesting.
I don't want to be a guinea pig for that, thank you.
Exactly. It's not quite the ideal first impression, is it, my friend?
Why don't you all say hello? You know, be friendly.
Salutation, Josh.
Chris Gaventore, delighted to meet you. And he does and he puts a hand out.
He still starts to reach out a bit, but because Havelock's still kind of right there, he's like, hi.
Havelock just growls.
What a menace.
Yes,
Come on, sit.
yes. So I suppose you're here with Mevelair, yes? You're not. Is she your new friend and acquaintance? Something that can. Can you be assistance to us in our cause?
I guess you could say something like that. I've gotten in a bit of trouble, and Mevelair here sort of bailed me out. And apparently I'm returning the favor with whatever it is that you lot have got planned.
Okay. With whom exactly?
Would you like me to start from the top?
There's a top, is it?
Well, yeah, you know. Haven't you ever read a story? There's a beginning, middle, and an end.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Yes,
you
I
gotta
suppose.
start from the top to get to the bottom. Like a
Quick,
glass.
sit. I will explain.
Time is slightly of the essence here, Mevelair.
Sit down and I will explain. Come on, you are the one wasting time.
Fine. And then he'll pull a chair out and sit down.
Wonderful.
Havelock's gonna lean on Josh.
Oh my goodness. So, I was looking for any land sharks, and I happened to pass by an alley, and there I found Josh, and he was being beaten up by a giant Goliath, right? Turns out, Goliath, land shark, and Josh is in a lot of debt. So I interrupted and I was like, hey, I will pay off his debt if you tell me where to go. Basically to access, the land sharks. And the guy was like, okay, here it is, go pay off the debt. And then I was like, okay, but you have to stop beating the person up. And he was like, no, I don't want to. I think this is really fun. So then Valkyr came up and punched him in the face.
Oh, that's what your shadow fella's called, right?
Yes, Valkyr.
You hear in the back of your head. You hear in the back of your head. It is nice to meet you, Josh. Yeah, what was that?
That was Valkyr.
You can do that.
Yes, he can. Any person that I am looking at, he can talk to.
Right.
You eventually get used to it.
I don't think I want
I
to
don't
get
think
used to
Aki has got it.
I don't think I want to get used to it. That's scary.
So, anyways, I brought Josh back here so that he could explain how he got himself into this mess. And he explained to me that, he tried to basically mine gold and jewels and stuff and needed someone to help sponsor it. No one wanted to, probably because they knew that it wasn't very profitable. And the loan sharks preyed upon that and started extorting him for money after giving him a loan. And that's where we are. I told him that I would help pay off the debt, but he's going to be our key in.
And how exorbitant is this debt exactly?
It is 300 gold.
Okay. That could be worse given the circumstances, I suppose.
Oh yes, he said that it was 15,000 gold before in the start.
1,500.
1,500. Sorry.
Alright, I suppose if we pull our assets together, we can make a dent.
Yes, I agree. Also, Zem graciously offered him a job at my request.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so he will not be homeless nor starving, and he can work.
Yeah, I'm apparently going to be the night shift, so...
Are you sure you have the constitution for that?
I mean, what other option do I got,
Alright.
For us.
Oh, no. If from what Valkyr did, no. I'm not a mercenary.
I pinched his cheek where he had gotten hit.
Ah.
It's
Oh my
easy work
goodness.
for you.
Aki, no. Havelock, don't be so mean. I think, this will be a good job for him. And I mean, while we're here, if he has any trouble, we could just beat people up.
Yes.
It would be really cool to actually get revenge on the people that have been beating me up, but I don't want to take advantage of that. You're already doing me a big solid here, so.
Oh yes, you will be indebted to us forever.
Yeah.
looks really mischievous when she says that.
Yeah, you're not gonna be worse than a land shark, so here.
Oh no, I would never beat someone up for no reason.
Although, would you be able to get the people that had been beating you up alone by chance?
I have no idea.
That's not really important. Don't worry about it. I think at the most we'd come for you to, tell us information. You know, you should
Oh.
always be friends with the barkeep.
Oh, right, like gossip and all that, right? Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, that should be easy enough to do. You know, you hear a lot when you're in the streets and everything.
Fucking kindling.
No, just hold on to your soul. Happened to me. I hold on to your soul? You know, that sounds very romantic. Someone should write a book about that.
I don't know. It sounds kind of like necromancy shit to me, if you ask me.
How sweet would that be, actually? It could be like these people were in love for so long, but he never got the chance to tell her. So he uses necromancy to revive her. And it's just, that would be cute.
Mev, do you want to write that one down tonight? We can start working on it.
I will write that down, yes.
I will write it for you. My handwriting is slightly better.
There could be a lot of drama in that story.
But what would happen if the fellow goes through all the trouble to bring his lost love back to life, but then the love isn't reciprocated?
That is what makes it tragic.
Or what if his love came back as a revenant to kill him?
Because he became evil for her!
Yes!
Oh. So to bring her back, he had to do many wicked, immoral deeds, and thus create his very destruction.
Well, immoral really depends on who you're asking, Aki. Clearly it wasn't immoral for him. He was doing it out of love.
Well, okay. Well, I see more the actions being the main catalyst, not so much the intention, you know?
You look at the surface, not the subtext. I got it.
If I'm trying, if I'm trying to hunt down a murderer, I could kill every person in town. One of them will be the killer. Doesn't mean I should murder everyone here.
You would be eaten alive by everything in the ocean if you just look at the top of the waves.
Havelock is right. The ocean is quite a cruel place. Beautiful, but unforgiving.
Anyways, I think we got a little off topic.
Josh
I
is
found,
looking immensely confused
Yeah.
for this.
I found, a lead, a way in. What did you guys find?
We.
First,
Do you wish to speak first, Aki?
no. Be my guest, Marine.
Very well. From our end, we found out that Rickety May had seen our friend, whose name I forgot, Brandon, before his untimely demise. However, when it came to what they were exchanging, it was just base acids and basic herbs for potions. There was nothing unusual or illegal dealt with. However, we did find out that their normal dealer had not been in town for a few weeks. So it guaranteed that if he got something from someone else, it was not their normal person.
Interesting. Or perhaps,
Why is Kindling coughing?
I think do you need a libation of some sort, Kindling?
Oh, I just had dirt tea earlier.
What? Wait, you went into Rickety May's house. You lived to tell a tale.
She was actually quite cordial and kind.
I've heard that she's like a hag that'll use your bones for like her soups and everything.
Bone broth.
Well, I mean, unless marine and kindling here appeared far too unappetizing, that may have just been a story.
I mean, one of you's a robot, and the other one's just got like a lot of fur, so maybe that's why.
Well, don't most animals that are killed and used for food covered in fur as well?
Yeah, but look, I don't know. I just hear stuff about Rickety May.
I just give Brandon a look.
Josh,
I-
look.
Or,
Josh,
yeah,
yeah.
Josh.
Brandon is
Just give
incredibly
Josh
dead.
Yeah, Josh is missing part of his spine and most of his back. And a soul, and his life, and health. He's at 0 hit points, he's failed all his death saving throws.
Yeah. Yeah. This is all a collective delusion. Zamran had some very off wine. I feel like, well, it's a shame that such a social pariah who doesn't seem to leave her home very much somewhat attracts these fanciful stories. But from what you sound like, she couldn't be more pleasant if you tried.
Indeed, she was quite pleasant.
I'm guessing you told her about Brandon's untimely fate.
We did, yes, and she was quite upset by it.
Hmm. And were you convinced in her shows of shock, or?
Yes, I was quite convinced. They actually seemed to be quite good colleagues when it came to speaking about alchemy, from her words.
Right. I suppose it makes sense that one usually doesn't murder their best customers. Okay. So I'm not sure if we could count her as a prime suspect exactly. Right, now, perhaps your findings could lead into ours, and he looks over to Havelock, but I need to check one thing.
Yeah.
And he sort of, like, looks at Josh and sort of looks over to Josh and back to the group and goes, Can we vouch for our new friend's trustworthiness? Since we are somewhat skirting the law here with our investigation, so can we fully trust our new friend to not potentially rat us out?
Well,
I mean, he
think that's
doesn't
wrong.
really have to be here for the rest of this. He can go get set up or something.
Right, team talk, right? I'll just and he just like quickly like jumps off the chair. I'll go see if Samara needs me to do anything. But like, show me the ropes. Thank you again. I'll be here if you need me. And he sort of just like heads over to the main counter.
He's so quick to run away.
I take my seat that he had taken now.
Sit by Mev Havelock's seat.
And,
I like the
and
idea of, like, is that why Havelock was being really mean and imposing to him? Because, like, that's my seat, dickhead, or was it, like, just wanted to mess with him?
absolutely, look.
Yes.
Mevler's spot is on Havelock's left side. That right chair of hers is always going to be his. But-
fair enough.
I take out Dawes the rat. I'm gonna put him on the table.
Hello, Dawes!
I'm gonna grab some cutlery.
Oh no.
And we're gonna have our next episode of Rat Theater to explain what happened.
Good heavens.
Never seen a rat's like shoulders drop until today. Like he's just like that, and like an old rat, like standing on his hind legs, and when he sees the corner, it's just.
I fear perhaps Dawes feels his destiny isn't on the stage.
While that may be true, it made us a little bit of money last time, and if it made us money, we're gonna keep doing it. Look at him. He's so precious. He's so cute.
Well, yes, but I'm not sure it's worthy exchanging Doz his poor dignity for a few coppers.
Dawes, would you like to get absolutely wasted after this?
Yeah.
Alright, now for the rest of them, 1 squeak is yes, 2 squeaks is no.
It's a very
Oh,
flat
boys.
squeak. Like he's not
You
eager
are
about
so
it.
cute.
Aki, do you want to be a fork or a knife?
I
Oh my
can
goodness.
be myself, you know.
You'll be a spoon. You're not sharp enough for anything else. Alright. Performance roll.
Yep. Performance roll. Let's see, what does that... Wow, yeah, this is par for the course. He rolled a natural 1.
Too much laughing.
It's... You're able to get your point across verbally. But to say it's a disaster is, like... None of you have any idea what Havlock's trying to make you do. Doesn't have a clue what to do. Partly as well because the only thing he gets right is mimicking smashing a window.
Wait, so... Hold on. You... Wait, no. I was there. I'm pretty sure we didn't break in, cut into a bird, and then do a little dance. Look, should I... Okay. Well... So how well does Havelock do in like recounting events?
So Havlock, he's able to recount the events fine, but when it comes to like trying to reenact them, it doesn't go well.
I'm a little bit tired. I sprinted here at like 90 feet.
I'm still surprised that apparently Aki nosedived into a giant curry pile.
Oh, yeah, it was great. It was like almost rock solid. Nearly broke his nose.
Huh.
Wait, I did what now?
Fascinating.
I have to be honest, I kind of absorbed absolutely nothing.
Right. Okay. So Dawes, in his avian form, scoped out the building, looked for entries and exits. We found one at the back. We, by using 2 well-timed rock throws, one into the window behind the building, and one on a building adjacent, we were able to time it.
So
It sounds like
smart.
one. We broke in. Fine. We broke in. I found a ledger and left, and I don't know what Havelock did.
Alright, so here's what really happened because Aki doesn't like to tell things with a little bit of flair. What we did, Dawes turned into his raven form, his bird. We love the bird. He's such a pretty bird. Yes, you are, Dawes, and I scratch under his chin. And so, I had him pick up a rock.
That is the most uninteresting raven I've ever seen.
Aki. Anyways, so I gave Dawes a rock. Dawes went to one of the windows down the street. I telepathically talked with him because that's something we can do. It's very nice. On the count of 3, we both threw the rocks at our windows. They both smashed. The guard decided to go to the other one. So, as Dawes was keeping watch outside, he was going to attack if the guard came back to us. Guard came back to us after a little bit of mishaps trying to get inside the building. Only a couple of scratches. It's fine. I picked up the glass on the way here. And, Yeah, he got his things. I looked around. Not too much interesting. I did find these, and I'm just gonna reach into my bag, puff out the 6 books that I have, and smack them down on the table. This is gonna go with the 10 books that I took the last time that we visited there. I'm gonna learn how to make a bomb, you guys.
All right. Could you, if you must, could you do,
Were those
your
random
experimentation
books?
a bit?
Aki, can you repeat first?
Yeah, I was gonna. I mean, if you're adamant on building a bomb, could you perhaps run your experiments somewhere beyond the city gates and somewhere where we wouldn't have, where we could gain plausible deniability?
Oh yeah, no, this is shit to learn on the road. You don't learn this in the city.
Okay, excellent.
You get supplies in the city. You only use them in the city if it's desperate. And Lemevelair, can you please repeat what you said?
Were those just random books?
Well, I mean, I don't know much about alchemy, but I grabbed what I could.
What I'm thinking is that maybe there's the ingredients for whatever he made in there.
Oh, I did pick up some ingredients. I got some herbs, I got some spices. Referencing this book here, I'm going to take out the 4th book and flip through it. I think these make acid? I do not know if it's the kind that goes through things or makes things very fun at a party.
Right, and do any of these books, perchance, reveal the ingredients to create a spine-ripping blood monster?
Well, I got 16 of them to go through. You want to go through them with me?
Well, perhaps what I found may be more better to help us along our way and deduce his ingredients. And he looks behind him and then does a quick little survey of the room and then reaches into his bag and pulls out the ledger he found in the storeroom. See, this is an itemized inventory of all his transactions and what he had stored in his house. And then may you draw your attention to the last entry in the book. And it's and I flick to the last page and see, look, meeting with supplier in Premier Stables. It's the last thing he wrote in here.
Meeting with supplier in Premier Stables.
So we find those stables, we may find the supplier, we find perhaps the people, and who would know how Brandon died and to what ends, and hopefully doesn't lead back to Olivia.
I think, you're kind of on the right track. I can't imagine that a supplier smuggling illegal goods would stick around where they did their dealings, though, or make it a place where they typically attend.
Well, perhaps one of the stable hands or something may have seen Brandon a few days before he died and got a read on the individual he was meeting.
Yes, that's probably more likely.
Look, as you can see, I've never really been a detective before, so I'm only going on hunches, okay?
Oh, I wasn't saying that it was wrong. I'm just saying, what would be more likely? I'm brainstorming.
Right, well, yes, you are correct, I believe. Perhaps we won't find who killed him, but definitely who was his illicit supplier. Which, I mean, that, by all accounts, logic would dictate that perhaps it would just be another member of the land sharks. Who knows?
I guess we'll find out. I mean, the land sharks are pretty obvious. They have a giant shark tattoo on them.
Have you heard of the concept of clothes?
Just for clarity, Mevla, you know that the Premier Stable isn't just a stable. It is an inn plus a stable. It's one of the more fancier ones in Lonarch.
Well, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. The Premier Stables is the high-end inn. You know from your visits there from what your mother has told you is that the claim to fame is that the stables were used for the premiere of the first premiere of Karmora, who led the final charge that broke the siege of Lonarch. And that they say that stable was where the premier's horse was stabled in. They charged quite a premium for letting your horse use that particular stable.
Wow. What shitheads. Okay. Then, I think we have some options. Will we go there tonight and scout out? Or do we want to go to the sharks?
And also, just a reminder, Olivia did mention that she herself was going to the Premier Stables.
That's true, we need to meet up with her again.
Should we do Premier Stables then tonight?
Titty time.
I don't know if she's already going. Maybe we should meet up with her first.
Yes.
Also, keep in mind tonight, it is mid-afternoon right now. Like, early mid-afternoon.
Oh, thank God, as they're talking, Havelock's gonna lay his head down and take a nap. I'm gonna stay here for an hour and regain my spell slots.
He's very tired, isn't he?
Who, Havelock?
Yes.
Well, he did run halfway across the city, I suppose, and I can't vouch for him, but he may have had a more difficult time escaping from Brandon's than I did.
Alright, well, why don't you guys start... Oh, Havelock's sleeping, but maybe if you can start searching through the books, I suppose?
Yeah, okay.
And we'll
alright.
rest in the meantime.
Alright. What will you be doing, Nola?
Well, I'm not very good at, alchemy or anything, but I guess I could, help you.
Okay, I must say I only have a cursory knowledge of the finer points myself, but
Even if I don't find anything, there may be something that Olivia can glean.
yes, perhaps something we could look for is not necessarily the text itself, but perhaps any liner notes or a special places of interest for Brandon in his texts,
Mm-hmm.
and see from there what he was reading and what he may have been basing. Which, even if we may not be able to understand it, I'm sure. I hope Olivia may. So I guess we'll have to. So I guess I'm here reading until I'm down then. Joy.
Is there a long rest at all last session? Honestly, I don't think so.
No, I think we started off with the morning and then we just kept going, and
Yeah.
it's still the same day.
Yeah, it's still the same day. We started.
So I mean, anyone that needs to sleep should sleep.
Yeah, you guys are taking a small, short rest, but since you started the day, since it was a new day, you had taken a long rest just before, so obviously.
Yes, but keep in mind we fought a fucking ooze.
Well, no, this is the day after.
Oh, you're right. We did sleep.
You guys fought. You guys fought the ooze. You then decided to rest up. Then you saw Olivia in the morning, and that's where you did the plan. So you guys have already had your long rest.
Yep. Okay.
Reply. All right. Hold on. Okay. What do I get back?
Technically, you could prepare your spells because today I learned that druids also know all their spells, but they just prepare them. I thought druids were one of those that couldn't.
I think it's just like pretty much just wizard who can't do that or something, or cleric.
No. Paladins, sorcerers, and warlocks are stuck with the spells that they choose. But the other spellcasters, they have all, with the exception of the wizard, they have all the spells that their class can use.
Sorry.
But they just prepare them.
Fair enough.
I thought bards were like that as well.
I don't remember. Keep in mind, I play as a DM, and apparently Roll20 just doesn't throw all the spells on for, people that, well, for the classes that have access to all the spells and just need to prepare them.
Lovely. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as far as I know, Roll20 just lets you pick whatever spells you want to learn, and that's it.
Yeah, I think, I did some digging onto it, because I was just like, wait, hang on a second, what? When I saw the bit with druids.
Okay.
So technically, Ed, you can literally throw every single druid spell that you can learn onto your character sheet, and you just need to make sure that they're prepared.
Yeah, true.
Which is your spellcasting modifier plus your level, if I remember correctly.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's how many spells you can have prepared. But that's down to you on that one. If you'd rather just do it that way, then that won't stop you.
Aki, who are you trying to hit with that?
Sorry, that was me trying to collapse the building. No, that was me trying to collapse all the menus I had open for my spells.
Yeah. So while you guys are doing your short rests and everything, those of you that are reading, unfortunately they're mostly just like various potion practices and such. You imagine reading them a little bit, you can become proficient with like alchemist tools.
Uh-huh.
But you'd have to, put some actual study in for
I
it.
see. Listen, I'm already working on Tinker's tools.
Yeah.
One at a time.
But yeah, like with all the books that have Lux gotten, you could confidently learn how to become proficient with like alchemy tools and be able to start making potions yourself, though that in itself will take a bit of training. You do see in the books there's a few like scribbles and lines and such, but as you sort of like go through the pages and sort of like compare it and such, it seems more likely that this was just stuff that Bren was writing down when he himself was learning about them. Like like various notes on like, specific ways you're meant to cut it. Like, one says like, don't cut the stem, it contains, yada yada. Or like piercing piercing this particular berry will make it useless, etc. So it seems to be more of just an accumulation of alchemist knowledge that Brandon has gathered over the years, and not really anything to do. You assume, because when you saw Brandon's journal, it had a whole bunch of like similar looking like calculations and amounts and such, what bits that you could read. So you assume that whatever he was trying to make that created this ooze was written in the journal that Olivia now has.
Okay.
But as I say, you got enough books there to become proficient in alchemist tools and be able to make your own potions, if you study them enough.
And buy a set of alchemist tools.
And yeah, obviously you need alchemist tools for it, but it's like you think you could probably, as I said, you've got the tools basically to be able to make potions in there if you study it. Unless you can already do that, in which case, woohoo, the books are useless to you.
Fair enough. And during that, is there anything that jumped from reading the ledger that I got? Is there anything apart from the last entry about meeting someone at the Premier Stables? Does anything else jump out to me as someone who's has history with bookkeeping and inventories and stuff?
Yeah. So looking at the book, it all seems relatively normal up until about 3 or so months before the last bit. You can see larger and larger purchases of what seems to be a lot of base acids to begin with, like various different acids and alkalines. It becomes less about various herbs and more about various like alchemical liquids. There is still like herbs and such in there, and just make an intelligence check for me.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just writing down what you're saying. Okay. Intelligence.
Or insight would be better actually for this one.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, because you're trying to look at the intention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why he'd ordered these, and yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
go.
18. Hazard a guess. You assume that a lot of these like liquids and such may be involved with the work that he was doing for Olivia.
Okay, but it doesn't say anything about where he got the liquids or anything.
It keeps saying like Cellar von Lords on it.
Okay.
Which I assume sort of just, the short-term memory not kicking in, but Rickety May had mentioned that they used the same supplier, a gentleman called Von Lords.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, interesting. And does it basically say like alchemical liquid, or does it like specifically describe the kind of thing it is?
It says like the actual like scientific words for it, but the DM is an idiot when it comes to that kind of stuff, so he's not saying the various acids and alkalines and concoctions and such. But just assume there's a lot of various different like things that are chemical components that are used.
Okay, yeah.
That the DM is just too stupid to list off because he's stupid. He didn't do well in chemistry in school.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't do good at any science.
Yeah. The god of creation of this job pared off all the science stuff to a lesser deity.
Exactly.
Okay, in that case, yeah, I guess. And while chilling in the tavern, just going through all these books, reading them all, does that count as a short rest?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, just checking.
Yeah, you're not doing anything strenuous. You're sort of like looking for, especially because you're proficient in like alchemist tools, aren't you, Aki?
No, I'm herbalism kit.
Ah, right, okay. I knew it was something related.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, herbalism kit, which he just mainly got from picking up, working with his granddad, to be honest.
Because there is alchemist supplies. Yeah, so I'm not going crazy. Good.
Alright.
Okay, so
What's up? So is everyone else just like, what's like Marine and Kindling doing? Are they just basically sleeping? Or well, Kindling sleeping.
Marine's just reading the book he got from Olivia.
Okay, fair enough. Straight chilling. Okay.
the book about the various planes and such. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, enough. Hold on, I'm trying to think.
So the book that you're reading, it isn't like super complex, but it basically is a description of all the various planes that have been visited. In particular, it talks about how the plane of water appears to be just an endless undersea area, complete with cities and inhabitants and rulers, but also marred by deadly creatures like krakens, leviathans, and various other monstrosities.
Interesting.
Okay. Hold on, just to double check. What was the amount of spells I can have prepared again?
It is, if I remember correctly, it's your spellcasting modifier
Plus druid level.
plus your druid level, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I'm just checking, because I'm just swapping one or two around. Let's go review. Okay, cool. So,
Let's see.
spellcasting wisdom, so 5, and then I'm at level
Let's see. Okay, yeah.
4.
Yeah, it says when you do, choose a number of druid spells equal to your wisdom modifier plus your druid level.
Okay, so my wisdom is plus 5.
Mhm.
So, oh fuck, I can have 9 spells, my goodness.
Nice.
That's why I didn't even need to delete that one. Nice. Okay.
And whatchamacalls it.
Maybe on.
You don't even need to delete him anyway, because there's a little thing that you can do. You see the little circle to the left of the spells?
No.
It's an empty circle. Literally to the left of the spell name.
Oh,
on your
yeah.
spell sheet.
Oh!
Yeah, that when it's red, that is what people use to signify it's prepared.
Oh, hey, so I can actually put every single druid spell on
You
it.
can literally put every single druid spell in there, and then the ones that you want to prepare, you just click on the circle, it goes red, which means you have it prepared.
That sounds fun. Okay, that sounds like a...
Yeah, the only thing that doesn't count is cantrips. Cantrips, like
Yeah.
everyone, it's like no, the cantrips you have are the only ones you can learn. But your first to 9th level, whatever, you can literally put them all in there and then just have them prepared. Like put the spell prepared. Anyway, so I'll leave you to decide on what you do with that one, because I'm not your character. So,
No, you're not.
Eventually, you all finish your various businesses with your short rests. The warlocks, if any of you have spent your spell slots, have got them back because fucking warlocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I think the only one that actually used them was Havelock, so the true benefactory on that one. And as I say, it's still the afternoon at this point. So what is it that you wish to do?
Does anybody want to go clothes shopping?
Yeah.
We'll
have to drag Mev along too, because I'm paying for both of your stuff.
I must go armor
Why?
shopping.
I do have a trade-off for you, Aki and Mev.
Elucidate, reveal to me.
I buy your clothes. And then you
So
come
what?
with me to go look for church.
What do you want to do with that church?
I just want to learn a little bit.
Just learn.
Just learn.
You want us to go into a church? Do I know of any churches here?
Yes, you do. Let me just quickly...
Hold on. Can I insight check? Havelock.
Go ahead.
About her wanting to go to a church. Okay. 11.
Block's just grinning. Doesn't
Okay.
look like the grin that says, I'm gonna do something fucked up.
Okay, cool.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I knew there was one of the things that I hadn't transferred over. But then again, I am going to an entirely different naming note convention. Yes, you do know that the church that is in Lenoch is the Church of Calius. It's actually one of the tallest buildings that you guys would have seen when you had originally arrived.
Would I know who Calius is?
You can make a religion check if you want to.
Sure.
Six. You know Calius was very important for the Alliance, but you don't remember why.
Okay.
To buy.
I mean, I think there's a Church of Calius. It's like one of the biggest buildings. If you want to go there.
I'd like to do that. Thank you, Mev. You were very good.
Okay, then we'll do that. I mean, I'm getting new clothes, so...
Yes, I suppose someone has to attend and make sure you don't do anything quite so sacrilegious.
Are you religious, Aki?
No, but I know a good many people are. And I'm not one for rocking one's boat for no reason.
Rocking one's boat.
Another layer. Do you know an armorer in this city by any chance?
I would think I do.
Yeah, so there's two particular. I mean, there's obviously like a bunch of like small local blacksmitheries, but like the two main ones that sort of look after the bulk of things is the Endless Foundry, though you know that's less of a like armory, more of a furniture, or the Grand Ironworks.
Okay. I would go to the Grand Ironworks. Here, I'll just make this. And Mev does a little doodle for you. Luckily much better than her handwriting. She gives you like a little mini map that she's made for where to go.
Thank you very much.
There we go. Is there anyone else who needs something kindling? What are you doing?
I think we've lost him. Oh no, he's typing.
No, he's just typing.
Going shopping
With us,
there?
apparently.
Are you going to get some fish? I was right! Among other things. Well, okay. Go have some fun, have some snacks.
Wait, what? Why'd you joke about tabaxi and fish?
He is a cat. I'd assume that he likes fish, right? Or maybe you're more of a bird person. I hear some like rodents, like weasels and squirrels too. Or maybe lizards? What kind of cat are you?
Who, me?
No! Kindling! Do I mean if you were asking what kind of cats we'd be, what kind of cat would you be, I suppose?
A jellicle cat.
Fucking Ed. Fuck off.
Actually, no, I forgot all. Oh, I forgot all cats are jellicle cats. I'm sorry, you're right to be pissed off at me.
What kind of cat are you? Do you like bird mouse? Do you like fish? Do you like rodent or lizards? Everyone's got a favorite. You don't see a particular animal and go like, oh, I would like to eat that. I do that.
Hey, you're not gonna say shit about my meals. They are fantastic.
Wait, so what live creatures have you eaten straight off the ground, Mevla?
Off the ground? I mean, I get that's not what you meant, but... what animals have I eaten? Lots of seafood. If you're asking for the weirdest thing I've eaten... let's see, I've had starfish, I've had jellyfish, I've had puffer, I've had squid, I've had octopus, I've had, a bunch of different crabs and lobster. Did you shark at one point?
How does one eat a jellyfish?
turtle.
Wouldn't it just turn to gelatinous goo when you try to cook it?
It depends on how you cook it, but it's edible.
Right.
It's
Of course,
funky,
there
but
is
it tastes weird.
There's lots of birds that pass through. Sometimes they die on the boat, and you can cook those too.
And I hope you check if they're diseased or parasitic or...
No, Aki, we eat them whole, feathers and all.
You joke, but I've seen someone with scurvy do that.
Scurvy makes people do crazy things.
Scurvy makes people weird. Eat your fruits, kids. Eat your fruit.
Yes. Fruits and veggies are very, very important.
If it comes down to it, we can eat Marine's hair.
I'm fairly certain my hair is inedible.
Have you tried?
Well, it's just natural seaweed, isn't it?
I have not tried.
It's not really natural seaweed. It's like... It's still wet.
It's
Yes,
magic. That's expensive. We can sell it for a platinum apiece.
I think he likes his seaweed.
Yes, he looked strange without it, I suppose.
I do not believe I can pull off the, as you folks would call it, bald look.
Take your seaweed off, let's see.
Alright. I will take off the seaweed.
Alright, is there any big difference?
We just all look at him like the fish from the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah.
My eyes!
Dad's just marine, but no seaweed on his head.
No, you look fine.
Huh.
Well, apart from... I suppose that seaweed adds a certain amount of approachable...
Charm.
Exactly, yes.
It
We
makes
should
you
get him a
very
seaweed mustache.
Seaweed mustache.
Seaweed mustache.
Huh. I had not considered facial hair.
I'm just imagining the seaweed looking like, basically like Roman Reigns' hair.
It's more akin to dreadlocks, actually.
Okay.
No, I think you look good either way.
Yes, I agree. It'll be a personal preference on your behalf, Marine.
I thank you for that. Though I
Anyway,
believe keep it on. Unless I
alright.
need to remove it.
Well, like a hat.
Yes. Sort of.
I suppose. A wig, perhaps. I suppose. Anyway, well, there's daylight left. I suppose we should go our separate ways and see what we can find and buy our clothes and see what entirely innocent, decent things the newly converted Havelock has in store in the nearby church.
I mean, he hasn't been converted yet.
Well, yes, but don't you find it a bit strange how our friend here, when we spent weeks with him, months, but this is the first time he ever brought up any inclination of being religious or seeking some kind of spiritual guidance.
It's only been weeks.
It's only been weeks, sorry. Time moves slow when you're constantly getting trauma.
I mean... No? Maybe he just wants to go see it. Maybe there's something valuable there. Maybe he found a pretty girl.
Well, in my experience, if it's someone who works at a place like that, they're not exactly allowed to pursue romances.
Doesn't that depend on the religion?
I suppose I don't quite know what denomination the church here is, actually. I'm basing mine off NASA.
I've got no idea either. Who knows?
Did you not, have gods to worship at sea? Or...
Well, of course we did, but, why would I pay attention to anyone else? And also, I'm not very religious. Like, I think the gods are there, but what exactly do they do? Does that make sense?
Yes, perhaps they set the world and the universe in motion, but then took a step back to let the gears and the machinery of their making run their course.
Exactly.
I think we have similar philosophies.
So, let's go. Get our clothes, become all spiffy, then we can go see what Havelock wants to do at this church.
Okay. Alright, do you know of any outfitters in mind?
I assume that I do.
You do. There's some various small shops.
Is there any place that we'd go often to get refitted?
No, it was just here and there.
Alright. Then, how many shops would there be?
Like 3 or 4.
3 or 4? I'm gonna roll a d4, and then you can pick which one we're going to, Tom.
Okay. Two. Okay. It's a bit of a lower end shop, not like, it's not fancy, but it's kind of middle class, I guess you could say.
It'll do.
Yeah. It's a middle class shop. I'll have to grab the name because it's in one of my other notes because I haven't moved over. But if that's the case, because looking at the time as well, we'll take a small 10-minute break because the time has gone by real quick.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Let us continue on because we are still in session mode right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go get new clothes and newfound love of Jesus.
Okay, so let's just do rollies on which one we follow first.
All right. He wants to roll for team
I want to
Threads
roll.
in Christ. Okay.
Makes
Threads
sense.
in Christ.
Obviously, we'll go for the highest one. So, team individual, armorer shopperer.
Yep.
Soggy Bob Marley.
Shopper.
That would just be Marine then, since you three are going with Havelock and Kinlan's going by himself as well.
Yep.
Okay, so Marine, where are you heading to? Like a local shop, or are you going to what was one I listed? The Grand Ironworks or the Endless Foundry?
I'm going to the Grand Ironworks because I got me handy dandy map to it.
Okay, alright. So, you make your way to the Grand Ironworks. It's sort of off to the side on the northern edge of the town. As you sort of arrive there, you can see that it's a large foundry. Somewhat, you've been around foundries before, so it does look somewhat familiar. It's less so tall than it is wide, made out of solid stone. You can see several smokestacks near the back of it, and even from out here, you can hear like the hammering of various metals and such.
Mm.
So as you enter in, you can see that it seems to be like open plan almost. There is like a few counters here and there, but for the most part, it's completely open. Gonna swap that to that because you're not in the tavern anymore. There we go.
Yep. I will immediately look at the armor that they have on display.
Okay, so they have several mannequins with various pieces of armor all set up. You see plate mails, scale mails, chain mails. A lot of metal, not a lot of leather working on there, you notice. Like, the only bits of leather is obviously part of the main armor itself.
I will mostly focus then on the scale mail.
Okay. So you sort of like most of the scale mail is rather uniform, just that like some parts of it is dyed differently. You got some that are like dyed blue, some that are dyed red, etc. They're all in very good condition from what you can see. As you're sort of looking, one of the people that are sort of nearer to the side, sort of like resting on a chair, sort of like speaks up, it's like, "Are you looking for something to buy there, lad?"
Yes, I am.
So he turns to look at the individual. It's a dwarven female, very muscular from clearly from years of blacksmithing. Fire-red hair, so like tied up in a bun, and like covered with a what looks to be like almost like a chain hairnet of sort. She's wearing like blacksmith overalls, so like the gloves are off to the side, and she just sort of like jumps off the chair and walks towards it. Right, well, I see you got your eye on something here. What particular item is it that you're looking for?
I am looking at the scale mail here.
Scale mail.
I figured that it would.
So, like, looks you up and down, sort of, like, observes it. Well, these particular scale mail are a bit too small. You want those bigger ones over there. Right, judging by your size.
Oh, yes, of course.
And he directs you to the slightly bigger scale mail and such. Right, so, for the most part, all of this is relatively uniform. We just tend to keep it normal. Mostly it's down to the dyeing that you want on it, or any finishing touches in particular, like engravings and everything, or are you just looking to buy just some scale mail, eh?
I'm just looking for some scale mail.
Right, well, all the scale mail here is 50 gold each. So, if you want any of them, then just pick one and we'll work on getting that sold to you.
I will immediately go toward... Are there any that have both green and blue colorations?
No, they're all single color.
Okay, I'll take the blue one then.
Alright, blue scale mail, gotcha. Just so, like, pulls out some parchment and begins to just quickly write down something on there before tucking it back in. Right, so, as I say, that's 50 gold if you want it.
I will take it.
Alright, 50 gold then.
I take out the 50 gold and pay it, and I will then go to look at weapons here too.
Alright, large assortment of weapons here. This is a very well-stocked foundry. What particular weapons are you looking for? I think it'd be easier to say, rather than listing every single one they've got.
I think I'll look for a maul or war pick.
They have both of those. And as she sort of, like, just pocketed the gold, she sort of, like, felt after you. Okay, big spenders? What is it that you're looking for here? Mauls, war picks, swords, shields, hammers, crossbows probably around here somewhere.
I was looking at the mauls, though I may have a bit of a specific request with them.
Okay, I want one custom built, right?
Could I get a maul built with a small hook, like, end on it, similar to, well, I'll take out my great club that's anchor-shaped.
So when you say hook, you mean like actually having fucking limbs, right?
A little bit, yes.
Right, because if we were to put a hook onto a maul like that, you hit it hard enough, you're just going to break the hook off.
True. True.
And if we were to try and make the hook strong enough, it'd cause a weight imbalance. And you'd be sort of having trouble swinging around and using it.
That is fair. A pick, however, would probably not have that problem.
Oh no, a pick, you can just dig it into them and pull. The pick itself is the hook.
Indeed it is. I think I would prefer to have one of those then.
A word pick, alright, those are 5 gold apiece. Pick whichever one you fancy. They're all the same.
I will take the first war pick that I see.
Okay. They all are rather uniform. Again, it's clear that they tend to just, like, mass produce as best they can.
And I believe that is it for me.
Alright, well, if you need to buy any more stuff from us, you know where to find us, you know what we got in stock. So thank
Indeed.
you for your patronage.
Thank you too. May I get your name?
Polar. Polar Glowhammer.
Glowhammer?
Yep.
Huh, interesting. Well, Paula Glowhammer. Perhaps one of my friends shall see you later if they need something.
Well, good business, I guess.
Good business to you too.
Right. So, I assume that you head anywhere afterwards, just so I have an idea of where Marine's going to head off to after his little shopping trip.
He's probably going to head back to the inn to meet up with people, but also, he's got to take some time to incorporate this armor into himself.
Okay, so you're heading back to the old barracks, got it.
Yep.
Okay. Team Religion! So, I would say, Mevelair, you lead them over there, but the church is one of the tallest buildings in Lanarch, so it's kind of easy to spot.
Well, are we getting church or clothes first?
Oh,
Close
yes, that's
first,
true.
'cause I have to use the bathroom really quick.
Okay,
Okay.
alright.
And there's not a toilet in the chat. Okay.
IRL, my dude. IRL.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so the shop that you take them to is called the Workhorses Warehouse.
Yay. Workhorses Warehouse.
So,
Okay.
what kind of clothes are you buying?
I
I guess is the question.
am not really interested in getting anything custom made right now, so I'll just try and get some normal traveler's clothes. I think my armor is pretty well intact. It's just the actual clothes that, like, I need something.
Yes, I think my my trousers are a little bit wearing out at the knees, perhaps, but apart from that, I think I may need a new shirt. Nothing Well made, durable. Nothing too fancy or overly ostentatious.
I mean, given your encounter with the ooze before, your trousers are now shorts.
Oh yes, I will need a new pair of trousers then. I will keep these in case the inevitable beach episode.
Okay. For the sake of brevity, since it's also just like regular travel clothes and such,
Yeah.
in order to like get some fresh new clothes, it's only going to be about 4 silver in total. 2 silver each, basically.
Oh.
But didn't
Have
Havelock
lots
say
of
that?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, we could just simply tell them like, hey, it's 4 silver.
Yep.
Yeah, and then whatever you want. Yeah. Do we do
I
anything
think if
else?
there's anything that I want. Actually.
So yeah, I always this is always a coin flip when she says actually.
Do they have any just like a bow tie?
Yeah, they've got like ribbons and such that could be turned into bow ties and everything.
I'm gonna buy a couple of ribbons.
Okay. For like a set of 5, that will be a silver.
Silver. All right. Cool. I will buy that then. And you guys will find out what the fuck I'm doing with them later.
Okay, yeah, so you got 5 ribbons.
Huh. Awesome. Alright. Is there anything that you wanted, Aki? Maybe a sweater vest.
He's okay. He. No, I don't think Alice will be getting a sweater vest. I think he's okay. I think he just needs a new pair of just traveling clothes at this current time. He's thinking he's traveling light, basically. Gonna bring an entire suitcase of stuff.
I could also see Aki in a turtleneck.
Yeah.
Turtleneck and glasses.
Do they have sewing kits here?
Yeah, they sell them.
Yeah, I'll buy one of those too.
I think that's an actual tool. I could be wrong here. Let's double check.
It should be, yes.
Yeah, let me just check just to be absolutely sure, because Roll20 doesn't say the prices. It'd be great if they did. Sewing kit, that's sealing wax. That's entirely different. There's no... Yeah, I mean, the closest to that would be Weaver's tools, I guess.
Okay.
That's a gold piece.
The gold piece? Yeah. Here you go. Have a gold piece. Actually, hold on. I'll just make Havelock buy that. Shh.
I go up and say that I'm a representative of a wealthy Narzen banking family, and is he looking to sell his business?
Wow.
And just get like, you just foist the bill entirely onto and say, yeah, my name, yes, my name is Havelock. My surname is not important.
And what bullshittery are my friends getting me into?
Huh?
Huh?
Huh? What?
Huh? Yeah.
By the way, you owe like a gold and 6 silver.
Plus whatever you're doing.
I'm not buying shit. I have my jacket. I don't wear shirts. I mean, I could buy another pair of pants, I guess.
But yeah, gold and 6 silver.
Wait, hold on. wait, you wear basically a duster with no shirt like Dennis Reynolds from It's Always Sunny.
Have you not seen Havelock's art? Havelock is always titties out.
That's fair.
Alright,
What
so 1 gold,
titties?
5 silver?
1 gold, 6 silver.
6. Okay. Yeah, I'll just give him 7 silver.
Okay.
Alright.
So, is it church time?
Yay!
Take me to church.
Oh man, yeah.
Okay, as I say, the Church of Calius is one of the tallest buildings in the city. The only ones that sort of either match it or are taller is actually the Premier Staples and the Governor's House.
Bastard having a tall house.
But eventually you arrive at the Church of Calius. It's a beautiful, ornate marble building, maybe about 6 stories high, with the front of it dominated by a statue of what you assume to be their depiction of Calius. It looks a bit like a roundish golem with its arm like up in victory. However, it's missing a hand. At least around the front of the building, you can't see windows of any kind. But between the statue's feet is the opening for the building itself.
Alright, we're gonna waltz our ass right into there.
Okay.
No word.
Looking inside the building itself, it is, despite there being no front windows, it's actually very well lit with a mixture of chandeliers and a series of stained glass windows which almost seem to emit their own light. Those that were more formally educated, so Aki, would recognize like each individual stained glass panel appears to tell the tale of the Alliance on it.
Okay. Yeah, banding together and defeating the dark and that kind of stuff.
No, that's not the Alliance.
Ah, fuck.
I
That is a different era in history.
Sorry. I didn't. Aki didn't listen in history class. Sorry.
Yeah, the Dark was untold millennia after the disbanding of the Alliance.
Sorry.
There are various people that are walking around. Some of them are clearly, like, visiting the church. Several of them are priests. All the priests appear to... the two things that you notice about them that make them stand out is that they all wear these dark brownish robes with a symbol sort of sewn in around the neck, so like used as a clasp. And they're all shaved bald.
Hmm.
I did not process that for a second. Thought you said that it was sewn into their necks, and I was like, ooh.
Jesus.
Surprisingly, the fact that they're all bald is even worse than that. I'll go over to one of the priests, I guess.
Right.
Good afternoon.
Yes, child. Welcome
What
to
padlock
the
work
Church
is
of
magic?
Calius.
So, what can you tell me about the god?
Of the great Calius himself.
Of course.
Why, if it wasn't for him, then none of us would be here. We walk among the hand which he sacrificed. The moons that watch over us are his fingers. What remains, anyway. He spared us all from the Alliance as they waged their petty war against each other. He gives us life. He is our life. Or would you prefer more... What particular about our great god is it that you wish to know?
Well, you see, that's not fully the reason why I'm here.
Is that so?
Yes, of course. I know a little bit of his might. And, of course, seeing as I want to become stronger, more devoted, you could say, I assumed coming here would be good for training.
Are you implying that you wish to become a priest of our great god, or...
Not exactly a priest, more so a paladin.
Ah, an avatar of justice, essentially.
Of course.
Mev is standing in the background, slowly covering her mouth to, like, stop her Cheshire Cat grin.
Yeah, and Aki's nearby, sort of like listening in with sort of like curiosity, but also like thinking of all the ways he's gonna have to try to bail people out of this.
The path of a paladin is different to a path of a priest. For us, our cause and our oath is simply to guide those less fortunate into the grace of Calius, but for those that become a paladin, they take an oath to a god. Obviously, given where we are, I'm simply going to use Calius in regards to this. But, for example, Calius, we know, is more associated with life, with nature, with peace. Therefore, the oaths that paladins may take may be more akin to that. Not necessarily always, but oftentimes they will pledge allegiance to a god and simply follow their oaths. And should the god be agreeable to this, to this person who claims to follow these oaths that align with a god, they will grant them the power that they may need in order to fulfill this duty, to fulfill this oath.
And so if one wished to take this path through life, where would be a good stepping stone for them to start?
Within yourself, of course. And within the embrace of the god which you care about so much.
Thank you.
Of course. May Calius bring much joy to your life.
And a blessed day for you.
Just bows deeply and continues on his way.
Alright, guys.
What was that?
That was nothing you need to worry your adorable little head about.
Well, if we didn't need to worry about it, why did you demand we came?
It was on the way.
Hmm?
Yes, but that doesn't explain why you set up a deal specifically so that we would be here.
Well, I'll be completely honest, I like you two the best out of our party, and I just really wanted to spend a little more time with you guys.
Havelock.
Thank you very much. It's a great kindness. Thank you. And you do see sort of him go a bit sort of ashamed, sort of a bit like nervous, ashamedly of it.
But seriously, what was that? Why are you
I-
asking about those kinds of things?
I must assume that it's the basis of some kind of grift, yes?
Can you put that into common terms, my friend?
Do you wish to take advantage of the clergy for your own gain here?
Oh, God, no. This place, ugh. Listen, and I say this as we exit the church.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give two shits about that place, nor do I give two shits about their god.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to find a way to get closer to my god.
And your god has something to do with Calius? Or was Calius an ally or an enemy, or?
No, worship to my god is very few and far between. She does not like to talk to me very much. And so I'm just kind of grasping at whatever I can to try and maybe get her to come to me. I miss her.
Attention.
I do.
Oh, okay.
Attention. I miss her. I miss her so.
So you're feigning that you're falling for the charms and tenets of a different god, so that your existing one, out of a jealous compulsion, reaches out to you to prevent you from doing so.
Exactly.
Trying to make her jealous.
I didn't even know there were gods who treated their acolytes like a neglectful parent. For someone who devotes their life to such a god, it must be quite a frustrating existence.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
As I was saying, so if your god doesn't like talking to you very much, it must be quite lonely and frustrating if someone has devoted their life to their worship.
It is quite hard. She saved my life, you know?
And yet, she is silent but gives you your powers. So
Exactly.
I suppose maybe perhaps it's she's a sort of something was going wrong or leading you astray or something disagreeing with her overall vision. Perhaps only then she would step in. Perhaps your mere existence is what she had intended.
That's actually really sweet of you. I did not
Indeed.
expect that.
Indeed, so perhaps in simply living your life and believing your truths and acting in your own interest, you are in fact honoring the very deity to which you owe your life. So essentially, if you can keep a certain amount of faith and optimism in that they still hold you with affection, I suppose keeping Havelock.
So you're giving me permission to be a piece of shit?
Can you be a piece of shit from behind a prison bar?
Yes. You can heckle very well from behind a prison bar.
But if your patron, if your deity is not of this plane, and you're perhaps an instrument of her will upon this one, what exactly can you commit for her sake from behind a prison? How much action can you cause on a world from if your entire frame of being, your entire life is confined to 4 stone walls? Perhaps acting in her nature, but in a way that doesn't attract too much undue attention, or in a way where you could make a lucky escape or get plausible deniability, or only when necessary, or some such method could keep you in good stead with whatever deity you are some sort of autonomous avatar for.
You know, Aki, mimicking Mev here, you say you've only been to prison once, and that was when we were just in prison. But by what you've just described, it sounds a lot like your growing up that you've told us about.
Why are you talking like that?
Because it is something that you would say.
What do you mean? She's not talking like anything.
Right, this is how we always talk.
What?
Yes, are you okay, Mevelair? You might need to clean out your ears.
Did you get water in them? Did the
You
bumblebee
do
go
not
into them
talk
again?
like that. Stop it.
What is wrong? I'm sorry if I'm sorry if you've been misled, but this is how I speak. I'm sorry.
Oh, you've been
Yes.
hiding your accent.
Yes, it is very. It's very thick. This is a thick northern accent. We all talk like this. Yes.
Hold.
No. You talk like I don't know. I can't do it.
What?
But Mevele, you're already talking like how he talks. We are all talking like how we talk.
We always.
Mev just like red in the face, cheeks puffed up, fist balled as she stares at both of you.
What does Valkyr have to say about this?
Perhaps we should not get him involved. He is a very busy man.
Oh, I don't know. I think he might just be taking a nap.
Yes, perhaps he is very sleepy.
You hear in your head, Havelock. I am still here, and I'm debating on how to deal with you both at the same time.
Ooh, Valkyr wants to do some gay shit.
Oh dear, we are in trouble. We are
Oh
going to get.
no.
You
You're
two
going-
don't even talk properly.
We are
Not
going to,
Valkyr!
we're going to get a smack bottom from Mr. Shadowman.
Mm.
Oh, and it's not good. He likes spears.
I'm going to go find Marina kindling.
Yes, we should. Yes, we should meet back at old barracks and go as a unit.
No! And Mev just stomps off.
I am going to follow her stomping afterwards.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll roll my L's and follow instead.
Havelock and
man.
Aki, please make dexterity saving throws.
Yay! We're gonna get beaten up in our minds. Nice. 7. Fuck no.
I am a rogue in all but name. I have my dash, I remember to disengage, and I have a 7 in my dex saves.
I have a +1. Ah, yay!
Yeah, I kind of figured he wasn't going to be able to do anything to Havelock. So you see a blur of movement, but yeah, Havelock, you see a blur of movement. As it's almost like your shadow sort of like sticks its foot out, but you just kind of like step over it. Aki, you sort of like see that, pause for a second, and feel your legs just get swept out from under you as you land hard on your back. Until you hear
Good job, Valkyr!
until you hear a voice in your head as well, like he's saying, "Oh, sorry, didn't see you there." Obviously, whenever you hear it as well, whenever Valkyr speaks to someone else.
Yeah.
Sake of brevity.
Yeah.
I was gonna. I apologize. Okay, it was just a simple jape, a simple bit of fun. I apologize if
You brought me into it. That was your mistake.
Okay. I apologize. I won't do it again.
Don't fuck with Valkyr.
I will continue to fuck with Valkyr. He needs to take joke.
Yeah, but like Aki's more easily scared and cowed by things, so yeah. I mean, yeah, he was like, okay, sorry, Valkyr, don't beat me up.
I mean, the Shadow Man punched out a Goliath.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't
Aki
take
wasn't
my
a kid,
lunch
but
money, says Aki.
pretty much.
Alright. So, the three of you return back to the old barracks, which means kindling. What is Cat
Kindling,
doing?
Cat is probably going to like a general store somewhere where you can get rations.
Okay, there's a multitude of general stores that you can buy rations from. They are 5 silver apiece.
See, 5 silver. You'd like to get 10 rations, which would be 5 gold.
Yes.
Okay. And while he's there, are there also any bakeries in town?
Yeah, there's bakeries. It's a big city, so they'll definitely have that.
Right. In that case, I'd also like to get a couple loaves of freshly baked bread.
Okay, yeah, let's write the rest. Okay, how many loaves are we talking here?
Let's say 5.
5. That'll run you by, let's say, a silver piece.
Silver piece? Gotcha. Yeah, there's not really much else to it. That's all I really was looking for. Oh, wait. Also, some flour. Like, just straight up a bag of flour.
Okay, you can get like a sack of flour for about 2 copper.
Alright then.
No, 1 copper even.
1 copper. What's steel? And yeah, that's really about it.
It could be a steal if you wanted to try.
No, thank you.
Okay, so the 3 of you return back to the old barracks then, I guess. I'll say, given the time at this point, because I think is it an hour that it takes for you to incorporate your armor, Marine?
Yes, it is an hour.
Okay, we'll say that you're currently in the process of doing that when they all return.
Mm-hmm.
So what's Marine doing?
He's literally stripping off the armor from him and replacing it with his new armor.
I would say at this point, like, the old armor is off and the new one's just sort of, like, being incorporated in.
Yeah, but like, what does that look like?
I would say it looks like you've literally, like, put each individual piece of yourself apart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just a whole bunch of, like, plates and, like, maybe a few, like, wooden pieces there and such.
You can see the cogs and gears that run his body, as fluid as it does, are exposed.
Alright, then upon, like, walking in and everything, for a second, Mev is, like, kind of pouty, but she catches, like, sight of Marine, and it's just like, Marine!
Havelock is going to cover her eyes and Aki's eyes. They're too pure for this bullshit.
Marine is going to just look awkward and try to hide.
Take your hand
everywhere.
Take your hand away, Havelock. What are you doing?
He's naked!
He's a Warforged. I got Warforged to be naked.
Yeah, Mev quickly throws Havelock's hand off and goes to Marine. What are your parts? Your organs?
I that is the outer parts of me, and this is very awkward, actually.
Your skin.
Yes, I have to take that off to incorporate new pieces into my
Oh, it's true.
body.
He's not naked. He's literally like if we'd flayed each other alive. That's what he basically looks like.
Oh my goodness! That is horrifying.
Yes, it's more horrifying, though, that you are all seeing me like this.
Does it hurt?
Not especially because I'm not causing any damage, really, but it is still like I am being exposed in front of my friends.
Wait, so is he doing this just in the middle of the bar?
No, he would have gone to his room.
Oh, then,
Okay.
Unless you guys went into his room, then you wouldn't have seen it. Unless you guys were looking for him, in which case, I don't know.
We weren't given advice
Yeah,
on where he was.
We weren't given anything about
Yeah,
that.
Then I would say
right
you
there.
wouldn't know. So that stuff is probably a fragment of Marine's imagination.
His
that was-
deepest fears.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
He had
Oh my god!
anxiety.
Now I'm just picturing Marine, like Marine having like the classic like I'm naked in school dream.
Essentially.
Pretty much.
Okay, that's funny though.
Okay, well then, for the sake of it, then that was all a fragment of Marine's imagination. If he's
Meanwhile, in the middle universe.
Yeah, halfway through, Marine is going to lock the door
Okay.
and put a chair and also put a chair up against it too.
Okay, so eventually Kingdom returns, and as you sort of make small talk and decide what to do, Marine eventually does come down. Looking mostly the same, but he's got a several bluish markings now as his new armor's been incorporated into him.
Marine, I see you've done something with yourself. Something very nice.
Yes, I have incorporated some new scale mail into my armoring. I should be able to make things much better now.
It's beautiful. You've given your whole aquatic marine, well, your literal marine-based nature. I suppose scale mail is only fitting. I suppose.
Indeed.
You're looking rather dashing, sir. Must be said.
I did not trim my seaweed, though. I do believe it has grown quite a bit larger since we've started.
Yes, perhaps. Well, we're going to quite the esteemed establishment, aren't we?
Indeed.
Perhaps just so we blend it a teeny bit more. Perhaps if you could at least sort of neaten it up, sort of tie it up in a knot or a ponytail or something. Just so it's not draping by your shoulders, you know?
Of course.
Right. Meanwhile, I should probably get ready as well. And then Aki will go up to his room.
Marine's just going to awkwardly sit down. It's obvious that his imagination still gotten to him a bit.
Hello, you look so spiffy.
Thank you? Thank you, Mother Blair. Did you in fact get new clothing as well?
Oh, yes, I did. I haven't had a chance to really change into it yet, so I'm still wearing this. Mev, shows off Havelock's, probably, the one fucking shirt that he has.
Exactly the one shirt he owned.
Of course.
I guess I technically have to go get changed.
Yes, of course.
I'm going to go bug Aki too.
Mev goes ahead and hauls off.
Wait, well, he's...
Wait, did you say you're going to bug Aki, did you say?
Yep.
Yay, okay.
Marine's going to get up and try to stop this.
Yeah, when you say, what do you do?
I do not think that is a good idea right now. He is currently changing himself.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about that.
I insist that we give him some privacy, at least this time.
No. It's not
Blair,
like I'm going to walk in on him.
Blair, wait.
Right.
What?
Do you want bread?
Bread?
Yes.
What kind of a question is that?
Sure.
Here.
Egg.
Then just
Egg.
takes out one of the loaves of bread.
Oh, thank you. That is so nice of you. Mev takes it.
I think it's kind of nods.
I actually have something for you too, but it's not ready yet.
Alright.
Oh, Kinling, I believe you may want to check out the armory I went to. There are some quite nice pieces that I believe you could make very good use of in there.
Pieces of what?
Well, for one, I saw a mall. Which is basically like your staff, except larger.
Think about it. I'm a little attached to the staff.
Oh. I did not know that. My apologies.
It might make a nice backup.
Of course.
Blue looks good on you.
Thank you.
I mean, what does... I need to remind myself what Druidcraft does.
It does say you create a tiny harmless sensory effect. And hold on. You can create an instant harmonious sensory effect, including the sound, a faint odor of skunk. So I feel like I probably could, basically say, okay, basically, if you're near me, you smell the smell of, sweet flowers and perfume and stuff like that.
Yeah, that sounds well within the, within what, the Druidcraft spell can do.
Okay, fair enough. Also, I get to, light and I get to, light and extinguish candles for a nice dramatic entrance.
Since Green is distracted, I'm gonna go upstairs now. And I'm gonna go knock on Aki's door.
Who is it?
It's me. Let me in.
Why exactly? I'm not quite decent.
Because I wanted to talk to you. Hurry up.
All right. And he'll open the door with trousers and shoes, but without a shirt on. Because fine, come in if you must.
Woo!
Mev is going to go ahead and come in. Is there anything unusual? Half naked Aki, or is it just half orc naked?
It is half. Yeah, it's pretty much half orc naked, apart from the strange sort of fiery, feathery tattoo, brand on his chest, on his sternum, and then there's also a sort of a blotchy birth, like a sort of blotchy birthmark, sort of just on his collarbone down below his neck.
Huh. I didn't take you for a tattoo person.
It's not a tattoo. It's a birthmark. Oh wait. Which, you mean this thing?
The feathery one.
It's not a tattoo. It's not a tattoo. It's a. I don't know what it is, honestly. It's I told you a bit about my recent history. When I established this group.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, after a night of incredibly vivid dreams, I woke up with a searing pain in my chest, looked down, and found this.
Oh, this is your mark.
Yes, my mark, my brand. Back home.
My brand.
My brand!
My what?
God.
Sorry, I heard it.
Sorry. Is that a reference to some sort of popular culture?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah, special eyes.
Yes, this is whatever this is, it's something that gave me my certain abilities, so why I'm so good at seeing things, why the quietest noise is audible to me, why loud bangs deafen me, why
You freak out when people touch you?
Yes, essentially it's... Well, whatever this did, it's heightened all my senses. sight and sound. Sight, sound, and smell mostly, but taste and touch were affected. Yes, and while he's doing this, is there a mirror in Aki's room?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, while he's talking this, he's sort of like fixing his hair, combing it back. He pulls out his he gets out his scimitar very carefully, very carefully. Starts to trim some stubble. Yes.
Do you want some help?
If you're offering, I suppose yes. I'd like to have both my cheekbones, ideally. Yes.
All right. Mev will go ahead and go to him. Start trying to help him shave.
Yeah, I'll go down to my knees.
You could sit on the bed like a normal person, or on a chair.
Okay, he'll sit on the bed like a normal person then.
Instead of that's like the short person meme where you get down on your knees to talk to them, and it's like, no, that's wrong.
Also,
Wow,
Medalaire is short, but I'm pretty sure like getting down on your knees like is a bit excessive.
Yes, yeah. I'm 6'1", 5 foot, I think.
Yeah, I'm 5 foot.
Yeah. Okay, fair. He will just sit on the bed then. So it's like that thing, like, wow, condescending. That's a big word for you.
Yeah.
I also put the my brand thing in the voice chat.
My brand.
Nice.
My brand.
Yeah, Mev.
Okay. Yeah, and
Goes ahead and like standing there, she will start to shave him.
Do you like your new clothes?
I do. They will have good make, and I think they'll do. Although I'm not sure it's exactly quite fancy enough for where we're going. So I've had to bring something I brought from home along with me.
Does it really matter about being fancy?
Well, if this place is indeed the most esteemed establishment in the city, then I suppose if we look like a band of vagabonds, that just came in with the next caravan, we would rather in opposite fashion to here, rather stick out somewhat.
I mean, I guess so.
So I'm doing what I can to make to preen and polish and make myself seem a bit more of their world, shall we say.
So you can go and stutter at them?
Well, I ideally not. I think I haven't thought that far ahead, but I hope the right words and the right jokes and little quips and anecdotes to use will come naturally, I suppose. You see, I have more experience and balls and private events than I do rubbing shoulders in a sellswords tavern, I'm afraid.
That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, really? I thought you were just here to see what I looked like from the waist up and let me shave.
Why would I be interested in that?
It was a joke, remember that?
Oh.
I was being sarcastic.
You were being funny.
In my own special way, I suppose, yes.
Well, what I wanted to talk to you about was your stuttering and stuff.
Yes.
You seem to have a real problem with properly speaking and staying calm. And you really dig yourself into holes.
Yes, I know it's a problem of mine, especially when I'm out of my comfort zone. You'll see, and you could say, well, this place, Karmora, is virtually the complete polar opposite of my comfort zone you could find.
Well,
so my stutter comes from more, not so much. It's partly nervousness, yes, but also when my mind is going too fast for my brain to catch up with it, one can't connect properly to the other, and it makes it stutter. Sort of Sort of when you're slipping on a patch of ice.
Your mouth and your brain don't connect.
Well, they do, but it's just so many communications and signals and messages being
Can't
passed
go
from one to
fast
another
enough.
that they can't keep up, yes.
Then why don't you just slow down?
Because it's not as easy as all that. I need to be able to I need to be able to make snap decisions, be decisive,
But the thing is that you're not able to.
Well, exactly. But I'm expected by my mind sort of try to throw up answers as much as I can, and I say, right, I need to give an answer, and then out comes the stutter, essentially.
Well, you're not really. You say that you need to provide an answer or a solution or something. Why do you think that? Why do you think that it has to come so quickly?
Well, because otherwise I'm just standing there like a gormless moron, basically.
But aren't you kind of doing that by stuttering?
Well, yes, that's the extreme irony of it, I suppose. The silence that I assume will make people think I'm inept is broken by the garbled nonsense that reveals my ineptitude.
I don't necessarily think you are inept, but I don't think you're really, helping yourself. And I feel bad whenever I have to tell you to shut up because you're just kind of digging a hole.
Yes, I believe you said it before a few days ago when you talked about how I always had to feel like I needed to explain myself and justify my actions, and that's part of it as well. I feel like I have to confess so many truths and explain so many facets of my action that there's a collision of ideas, essentially.
Were you treated like you were evil as a child?
Not so much. Well, I suppose.
Were you the scapegoat for things?
I didn't expect this to become.
You constantly feel the need to explain yourself, like you're always under fire. It makes you think that, maybe you weren't properly listened to, or maybe you were always made out to be bad.
And what about you, Mevele? Why must you always pry and jimmy loose and dig through every stone of every person to see the raw guts of their being?
Why do you need to get so defensive? Mev, gives him a grin. Did I hit the nail on the head?
I will be downstairs momentarily. You've done a good job at helping me. I think I can take my ablutions from here by myself.
Mev backs away for a moment. Are you sure?
I'm not, honestly, to tell the truth, but it's a wound perhaps I'm not fully ready to pick open right now, so
okay.
I'm sorry for getting aggressive. I didn't intend to.
I mean, I'm not really offended. I understand that, someone coming right out of the gate and going like, oh, were you spanked as a child? It's probably not something that people really feel comfortable with.
No, and while I try to not hold so many tools as others, I don't have that secret. I don't have any skeletons I don't have any skeletons buried under my behalf. I don't have any horrible secrets that must never be revealed. It's things that things I don't wish to repeat. You see, and not so readily either.
To repeat, like you're scared of making the same mistakes, or you're scared of putting them out there?
I'm scared of returning to. What is your game exactly here? Why must you do this?
Why do you think there's a game?
Because you've gone out of your way through these past weeks to dissect me like a corpse upon a table. To try to essentially write a novel about every little corner, every little nook and cranny of my being, and see how this rich, pretentious, this half fork out of his in a world completely not of his intention, and see how he works. And you do see Aki just does start to like tear up a bit. You must have some kind of a goal in mind for doing this. It makes no other sense otherwise.
She crosses her arms, and you can see she's actually putting a lot of thought into her answer.
I don't really like talking about myself and how I feel, but I am messing with you because we're in similar circumstance. I too am kind of floundering through all of this, and I wanted to see how it was from someone else's perspective.
And yet you say you're struggling through all this, but yet you carry yourself with the confidence of someone who knew every single corner of this place like the back of their hand. How do you do it? How can you make those voices of doubt and scorn leave, or at least make them quiet?
How do I put this? They don't. I'm just good at bullshitting. You know, I'm good at pretending that things are okay.
So, what you're saying is you're essentially an actor, part of a mama's troupe. You're playing the role of someone who thinks they know what they're doing, essentially.
I don't know about that. I think I'm more... I just have confidence in what I do. I don't say or think I act like I really know what I'm doing. I just have the confidence to dive in.
And I'm sure it's something that you don't exactly can quantify, but do you know gave you this confidence? If it was a life lesson or a mantra or the fact that you always have a friend looking just over your shoulder, that helps you decide that allows you to jump without thinking or wondering where the bottom lies.
Truthfully, I've been living my entire life like this, Aki. I have spent a lot of my life not knowing what kind of world this is or what cards I've been dealt. And it's led to a point where if I don't do something, if I don't try or have confidence in things, then I won't be able to do anything. And
So
I know that sounds weird, but you have to take my word.
So essentially you have confidence in action because, well, simply someone must be the one to do it. And it, by all accounts, might as well be you.
Yeah.
Alright. And you said we had similar circumstances, I suppose. The daughter of a pirate queen and the son of a wealthy merchant. Forced into situations they do not willfully condone upon themselves. Perhaps it was fortunate we found each other then.
Maybe. Yes.
Right. Well, if you like, you can do me one last service.
What is that?
Help me get this tablet on, will you? It's got straps to the side that are annoying to get to.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and it's been there the whole time. So basically, like, on the bed by where he put his shirt originally and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, he put and it was a fancy looking doublet, a bit weathered from travel, but it's sort of like burgundy reds, burgundy like red wine red with like gold stitching on it that looks like flowers and plants.
Okay.
Mev will go ahead and help him out with that.
All right. While this happens, you sort of hear quietly in the back of your heads, like Valkyrie speak up. I did not want to interrupt your moment here, so if I may give a bit of advice to you, Aki.
Aki, he's talking in your head.
Sorry. Yes, of course. Valkyrie, speak away.
Understand that our upbringing, our way of life, has always been that the belief that if we stay and do nothing, then only doom follows us. Whatever we did, whatever I can recall of our life before the sea, it was very much the case. And upon the ways themselves I have learnt, as it is not something I am familiar with, that in the time of crisis, everyone must do their part, even if they themselves are not sure of it. For if we stay still, then the ship would flounder and we would all be doomed. I think maybe you need to think of it from that side.
Thank you, Valkyr. That was beautiful.
Of course. Second question. What is this blasted set of, like, ribbon things you are? This, I have never seen this before. I am morbidly curious and infuriated by how difficult it seems to be for Mevelet to sort out.
I don't know, this is kind of fun. It's a challenge.
It seems absolutely pointless. It does not seem practical. It does not seem efficient. It just seems like a waste of time for no reason.
Frankly, Valkyr, if I think the young woman can do whatever she wishes. I suppose it is.
No, I'm not saying that she shouldn't do it. I would like to know the reason why such things exist.
I would like to speak to your manager.
From spending what little time I've had with Mervalo and Havelock, perhaps it does one's mind a world of good to not try to imagine exactly why they do what they do.
Also, for the record, she has dived in a few times when I have told her not to.
At least she has. Well, at least she always has someone looking after her.
I try. Gods, do I try. Alright.
No one can stop me.
Look after yourself, Shadow Man.
Alright, so you continue helping Aki to dress. What does everyone else do? Or are they just neating to go up and getting ready to go to the Premier Stables? I assume that's where you guys are going. That was the Premier Stables or the Auction House you guys were going to first? I forget which. It's been a long session.
Well, Aki seems to think that we're going to the stables.
We go and club in.
Okay, alright. Okay then, for the sake of brevity, because I know we're also sort of approaching the session, but there's still plenty enough wiggle room for it. But eventually you all are able to get yourselves dressed, get yourself neatened up, and you make your way over to the Premier Stables. At this point, it is starting to, the sun is starting to dip. But you have plenty of time to get to the Premier Stables. So you sort of all reconvene at that area. Again, it's at the far eastern side of the city. It is a large wooden inn that rises up among smaller houses, going up to about 4 stories tall. The unique thing with it is that each floor is a little bit smaller than the last, causing a gradual slope with a very steep roof, making it almost look like a spire. The building itself is slightly off the road with a sort of teeny, well-kept pathway. Across from it, directly across the street, you can see a large set of stables with various horses either tied to hitching posts or in the actual stable buildings themselves. You see one of the actual stable pieces is very well-kept, frequently being cleaned and such. Fresh hay is occasionally put in there. It has a little plaque on it, though from this distance you can't read the plaque. Though, nevertheless, with your journey here, you know that is the Premier stable. That is where the Premier's horse apparently is, and that's the one which...
Ooh, look, my horse is here.
Yeah. I assume you all go in?
Yep.
Okay. The interior is extremely well kept. The various wooden support beams, sort of sheen with a wax. Several well kept cushioned chairs and clean tables sort of dot around. Rugs dot the floor, almost somewhat haphazardly. A few of them do show a little bit of wear, but acceptable wear on it. It's not massively crowded, though there is quite a large presence. You can see various individuals. Some of them are wearing sort of heavy travel cloaks and such if they've just arrived here. You see a few that are in more casual tunic wear. Intermittent between all of this, you can see various more armored individuals. They're either sort of sitting near the individuals and taking stock, or you see a handful here and there, sort of like whenever someone approaches that looks like they have money, start like sort of yelling out, almost like trying to sell their services, almost.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing then?
I am writing notes because that was a lot that just happened.
Welcome to my new note-taking style.
Where should I go? You know, I'm gonna go to the barkeep because that's the best place to start.
The best place to start. Okay. So
Hello.
you head to the so the barkeep turns around, so you can see that it's a male warforged. This one, compared to most warforged, is comprised mostly of wood, and it's almost like it's been haphazardly built. You can actually see some of the wooden pieces, like on the arms and such, have got a few twigs protruding out of it here and there. Around his eyes, it's sort of like, you know, where the eye sockets actually are, sort of like rimmed with bronze, with a set of deep-set blue lenses for eyes. You actually notice as well as he turns around, like there's almost like a chunk of his cheek, where his cheekbone would be if it was an organic thing, is sort of like, looks almost like it's been cleaved off. He's just like, greetings and welcome to the Premier Stables, where you and your horses can spend a night in luxury. I am your host, Len. May I offer you a drink or a room, miss?
Drink, please.
Of course. What kind of drink would you like?
Do you have, like... just like a fruity wine? I don't care what it tastes like.
Of course, we do have a selection of wines. I will pick one out for you. That will be 3 silver for the wine.
Okay. Maybe we'll take it out. By the way, I just had a quick question.
Yes.
Have you seen, Brandon around here?
Brandon, you may need to be a bit more specific.
He's the alchemist, what was his race again?
Halfling.
He's a halfling, and he came here about a week to 2 weeks ago? At least that's what I heard.
Yes, I do recall an individual matching that description. Small halfling man. He did come in about a week ago.
About a week ago. He told me that he had, like, a meeting with a friend, but I never caught wind of what that guy's, like, name was. Do you know who he was talking to, or?
So, like, looks at you, somewhat, like, trying to get a read on you. I'm afraid it is not quite my policy on what to say. Why do you need to know this individual?
Okay. If I tell you, like, just gotta keep it hush-hush, okay?
Very well.
You see, Brandon, went missing a couple of days ago, and me and my friends are looking for him. We're worried that he's, like, hurt, and this is, like, the last time that anyone really saw him in public.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
Man, oh man,
Yes!
that Mev look!
Yay!
So, like,
Nice 30-20.
he looks around slightly and just kind of... I believe your friend in question spoke with Miss Alara Rowe.
Laura Rowe. Does that name ring a bell to me personally?
No, this is not a name you've heard of.
Alara. I don't think I've heard of her. Is she part of, like, a business here?
Not as far as I'm aware. I believe that she's a traveler that arrived maybe a few days before Brandon visited her.
Do you know if she's still in town?
I know that she still has a room with us, yes.
Okay. I think I'd be really pushing it if I asked to go, like, see her or what her room is, so I understand. But thank you. This is really helpful to find who he's talked to.
Of course, and you would be correct. It is not my place to arrange meetings between my patrons and individuals. I am an innkeeper. If you wish to speak to her, you will need to just see if you meet her at any point.
Do you know what she looks like then?
He's all like, looks you up and down again. It's like, you are asking quite a lot of questions.
I know. I'm very, very sorry. If you want some gold for your time.
Make an insight check for me.
I understand that things are, very important. Running a business and all, and I'm really hogging space.
10. You get the feeling that he wants to answer it, but it'd be a bad idea for him to answer it.
Answer if he wants gold, or answer what she looks like?
If he wants gold.
Okay. Mev's gonna put down like 5 gold then. See if it changes his tune.
So it looks down at the gold. So it looks quietly like at the various patrons before slowly reaching forward and just pulling the gold away. She is a half-elf, around 30 years of age, shoulder-length black hair, has a tattoo of a spider under her right eye. That is all I will tell you.
Thank you so much for your help, and thank you very much for the drink.
Of course, yes, I appear to have forgotten. So, like, reaches under and takes out, like, a tankard and just quickly pours you, some wine.
Thank you. Mev, will go ahead and take her drink and skip off to, the party.
What's the rest of the party doing?
How busy is the Premier Stables?
Fairly busy. As I said, a lot of individuals are just engaging in small talk. The ones that really aren't talking are either the people that you assume have been charged to, like, guard some of the individuals, or the ones that are trying to sell their services when no one's nearby.
Okay. Sorry, Tom, I keep trying to call it the Premier Inn.
I know. I understand entirely.
So, being who I am, do any of the conversations by the patrons, do any of them, like, catch my attention at all?
Make a perception check.
Right, you are.
Because you're trying to catch ears of several conversations that are going on at once.
Yeah. Let's go with... Come on, baby.
21. Damn.
22.
Damn.
Magic tattoo, dude.
Listening in to the conversations, a lot of it appears to be like business talking and such, like how the various trades are going, how the journey has been. Some of them are sort of like talking about guards, like people that were looking after them, like bodyguards and such, like talking about like, which ones, like conversation on like, hey, so that one that's with that guy, is he a good one? Nah, he's likes to drink a bit too much. Not my thing, kind of deal. It's a lot of general conversation. Some of the conversation is also talking about the the celebration that's going to be happening for Formation Day. Never got a particular note that is being like openly talked about at the very least.
Okay. Nothing that leaps out like, that should really be important or suspicious or anything. Okay.
You got a few where you just kind of, with your like background and stuff, where you just say like, you shouldn't really be talking about that, but it's not like that is a cause for concern, just kind of like probably shouldn't be talking about that stuff out loud.
Fair enough, okay. Especially in high society, good lord. Cause a scandal.
Yeah, like you hear a few of them talking about like undercutting people for a bit of extra gold, which is like, you shouldn't really be saying that, buddy.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Other than that, I think he's going to leave the sweet talking to Mev, and he's just sort of there listening in, scoping out the place, while sort of enjoying being sat in somewhere a little bit more luxurious than the old barracks.
Okay.
You are not appreciative.
What? What was that?
You're not appreciative of the things that I offer you.
What do you mean?
You don't like our inn? With our generous innkeeper?
I like... Here I go digging a hole again.
Well, look at that. We just had a hot about me digging a hole. Well, I guess I'm gonna dig me a hole. I'm gonna make all the holes in the film holes go to shame.
Can we put shovels into Aki's proficiency, please?
Yes.
You know what?
Social
I think
shovels.
This does call for me to change my name on the Discord to Stanley Yelnats the Fourth.
Jeez.
What's everyone else doing?
Wait, would I notice that the innkeeper is a warforged?
It's pretty difficult not to see he's a warforged.
I think I'm going to go up and speak with him then.
Okay, so after he sort of like finishes the conversation with Mevelair, you walk up. Greetings and welcome to the Premier Stables, where you and your horses can spend the night in luxury. I'm your host, Len. May I offer you a drink or a room?
You may not, however. May I bother you for conversation, perhaps?
Of course, I'm fine with conversation as well.
How long have you been working at this establishment?
I would say, if memory serves, 9 months, 9 years, 5 months, and 4 days.
It's been quite a while then, hasn't it?
Yes, I've been here for, as I said, 9 years, 5 months, 4 days.
Can you tell me about how you started this position?
Originally, I was a servant for the original owner of the Premier Now you got me saying it now, Ed. The Premier
He went for Lenny Henry.
The Premier Stables. When my original master was struck down by illness, I took over in his place.
I understand then. What happened with your face there? If I may so bother to ask.
He sort of like reaches up and sort of strokes it. A downside of a policy which I enacted, which allowed for sellswords to come in and peddle their services, so like looks over at the mercenaries that are sort of like, at the far end. One of which got drunk and decided to take an axe to one of the patrons. I'm of course not designed to allow my patrons to come to harm, so I intervened. This is a remainder of that incident.
I understand. Have you ever considered having it repaired, or is it a choice to have it unrepaired?
It causes me no functional disadvantage for having it, therefore I see no purpose on getting it repaired.
I understand then.
So weird and funny talking like Glenn. I just want to say that clearly.
It is. and I love it. I understand, my fair compatriot.
Of course, I can see that your design is far different than many that I have seen.
Indeed it is. My design is quite versatile, though, and I am quite thankful through the trials I have encountered. There is one thing I do still wonder, though.
And that
Len.
is?
Is there any times that you have had a choice in accomplishing something and have decided against it for it?
When my master released me from his service, he stated that I was free to do whatever it is that I want. However, I was designed as a logistics construct to begin with. Therefore, while going out and potentially becoming a merchant myself, it seemed better to stick with what I knew.
That is definitely understandable. Especially since it can be hard to go against your programming at some points. For me, there have definitely been moments I have thought about going back, but I decide against it.
You have balanced up your options and figured that going back would be the least successful option, the least successful variable.
Indeed it would be, and I feel as if I were to go back, that things would change in a very unbeneficial way for myself.
And if you believe that is the right choice, then that is indeed the right choice.
Indeed, I do believe so.
Until you are proven wrong, it is the right choice.
Indeed. And so far, nothing has proven my choices wrong.
Then based on your own calculations, you are on the right path then.
Indeed I am. For me, and for someone else in need as well.
There's just this awkward moment where the two Warforgers are just kind of like staring at each other.
I thank you for this conversation, Len.
Of course, it is not often that I am able to speak with one of my own kind.
Nor is it often that I am able to speak with one of my own kind as well.
What is your designation?
My designation is Marine.
Marine. As stated, my designation is Len. It was good to meet you, Marine.
It was good to meet you too, Len. I give a small nod and start to head back to the group.
Okay, I guess we're all one at a time in this, so that just leaves Kindle and Havelock. What are you two doing?
I am sticking to a corner, and I am staying there.
Okay. What about you, Kid Link?
Pretty much the same.
We're holding up the wall.
Edgy emo fuckers. Look at you, so cool.
Look at me. I'm the edgy member of the party. Being the no, dude, this is my corner. This is my corner where I get to be edgy. No, stop. Go that way.
Listen, you can't be the edgy one. You're a cat. You're too fluffy.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead, and as the party gets back together, I will... Okay, so, I found out
Yes.
some things.
Okay.
I got us a name, and a face.
Right, a handsome one, or?
I mean, I don't know what she looks like. I mean, I have a vague description, but just because someone has black hair doesn't mean that they're pretty.
Okay, fair enough.
But Brandon was seen a week ago, right? And he spoke with this person named Ilaria Roll. And as she's talking, Mev's voice hushes. Apparently, she isn't from here. She arrived really recently, maybe a week before, and she still has a room here. I don't know which one it is. She's this half-elf lady with black hair, and she has a spider tattoo under her right eye.
Okay, should be a good identifying mark.
Oh yes, that's a really obvious marking. I'm wondering if maybe since she has these items and Olivia thought that there might be another mage conspiring against her, maybe she knows.
Perhaps,
It's kind of
perhaps she's
weird
a-
that the person comes into town and then, a week later the person that she meets with ends up dead.
Yes, that's not a good look for anyone. Perhaps did the Warforged bartender, did he reveal anything else of her whereabouts, her movements, perhaps?
Just said that she had the room here. He couldn't really say if she had left town or not, or what she frequently does.
Irritating.
It's a start, though.
It is, but I'm just thinking of where we go next. Now, you see, I think from observing this place, doesn't have a lot of window. Wait, would I be able to tell whether the stained glass windows and stuff up top, if they were natural or sort of magic in origin?
The Premier Sables doesn't have stained glass windows. That's the Church of Calius.
Oh fuck! I'm an idiot. Sorry.
Premier Sables has regular windows, and yes, they definitely.
Sorry, I was thinking of the church. Sorry, I wasn't quite focusing on when first doing because I was writing a fucking flurry of notes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I mean, he sort of looks around, and sort of bring the stuff a bit closer to Neville and goes, "Well, a few of our number have already broken into somewhere earlier today. Perhaps we could attempt a second."
I mean, really? Do we have to quote-unquote break in? We could just, buy a room here, and then all go up to it, and that gives us an excuse to be up there. Then we can, sneak around.
I don't want to break Paul Simon's heart like that. But honestly, that's a better. I'm messing with you. That's a far superior plan. Gives us a reason to be here in the first place for as long as it would take to break in somewhere. And we could easily. Although there is a problem. All forgers don't need to sleep, do they? So potentially there'll
but also yes.
So potentially there'll be a point when the ever observant eyes of the Warforged over there would not be on us if we stayed here.
Well, okay, I've got that. And Mev will look to Havelock, and Aki. I'm sorry, you guys are just the best for this.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a familiar thing that can turn into any animal, which means that you can be like a bird or something. And Ducky, we've seen you turn into things. You can turn into something small, like a squirrel, or can you turn into a bird? I don't know, but like a spider that can climb or something.
It was something I could never quite crack, but I'm afraid not.
You turn into a tiny spider?
Absolutely, it's how I made my escape from Brandon's.
Fantastic.
No. And it's also I also do you remember when I nestled in your hair as one and you snuck me into Olivia's?
Oh, yes. So,
I must say you have a very. I must say you might have to perhaps change how you wash your hair. You had some dandruff in there.
Mev turns to Havelock. Just done with Aki. We don't necessarily have to break in. All we have to do is have, Dawes look through the windows and see if there's someone that's matching the description. Afterwards, we can just follow them. Keep an eye on them, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if we find out what room she is in, we can find out what to do after that. And if we don't find her here, then either she has skipped town or she's just not here and we just have to wait.
If we can't get in if she is here, someone could always try to seduce her.
Well, if someone's feeling that confident, I suppose we could give it a go.
Okay.
Have a look at it. Is that part of your wheelhouse?
Absolutely.
Nev looks at Havelock kind of questioningly.
Perhaps your deity is the god of matchmaking, eh?
If that's
Why,
the
but
case,
the
I think
ladies do
Havelock
like
would
her.
have someone.
Mevalaire, I'm taking care of a fucking child, thank you very much.
What? What child? What child is here?
You!
I am not a child. You are 1 year older than me. 1.
And yet you are so short.
So would you say
Tell
that?
Look at your boots.
Bro, are the boots the issue?
Yes, you are cheating. That is not fair. If I had boots as big, then I would be as tall as you.
Is
Mevalaire, these are only 3 inches.
Mevela fully raising her voice, by the way?
By now, with the boots conversation, yes.
Yeah. I could stand up and just go. Okay. Calm down. Cool your heads.
I believe this is one of the cases where you would need drinks.
Nah. Mev just sticks out her tongue at Havelock.
As you guys are sort of doing that, you sort of hear one of the mercenaries go, fight, as one of the other mercenaries just claps their head, which is funny because the one that was saying fight is a Haragon, and the one that clapped its hand over is a bear folk.
I'm just gonna whip
I love
around.
that.
You wanna fight?
Also,
The bear folk speaks up. Pay him no mind, please.
you won't. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm absolutely gonna go over there, you boys.
Oh my god. He's
You know-
he has them in their sights.
Havelock's fucking 3-inch heels clack-it on the floor.
You know, Mevela, by Havelock's logic, does she think that all halflings are children? Does he think all halflings are children?
No, I mean most people are shorter than Havelock unless it's like that guy. And she points to the bear folk.
Indeed, and if anything, if you count a child as someone you need to mind for, and you worry about them and their actions, I worry far more about Havelock getting in trouble than you. So he has quite the wrong way around. So,
See, I'm not a child.
never said you were. I may have said when we first met, but not since.
Yeah, this
I'll take it.
This interaction will be funny. Let's just go a little bit over. Yeah, Havelock, you approach the mercenaries. The Heragon is very short. 3 feet tall, is probably adding another half a foot to him. Light grey, fluffy fur, kind of similar to a pygmy rabbit, I guess. With a spattering of white here and there. He's wearing some loose leather armor, and you see a short sword strapped to his side. He's so like even though you loom over him, he is kind of looking with not a whole lot of fear. The bare fact that's so sitting next to him, which even sitting down is pretty fucking tall. He's like, well, I'm sorry, sir. He's a bit like this sometimes.
Oh, that's fine. I'm like this too, and I'm just gonna squat down so I'm closer to face with him.
Huh.
Yeah? What?
Hey, little man. Heard you wanted to fight.
So looks over. You see the Bearfolk just shake his head. He's like, and what if I do, huh?
Well, why don't we take it outside? Find someplace private. Unless you want to give a good public show.
Up for either one.
Think you could handle a night in a jail cell?
Won't be my first time now, would it? I can tell already it ain't gonna be the first time you've been in there either.
Alright, come on, Fuzzball. Let's get something strong to drink and then let's go.
Yeah. Hey, Cobra, you got us at the end of this?
Oh, fine.
If you need bail money, I got it.
Oh, he means healing.
Aw, that's cute.
I didn't probably describe the Bearfolk, did I? Yeah, it's hard to tell, although at this point he does kind of stand up because he knows what's gonna happen here. He's just under 8 feet tall.
Oh.
I love him.
With a almost golden fur, but the tips of it end in white. He sort of reaches down and picks up the shield that he's sort of had laying in front of him, the hammer and such. He's got a chainmail with some pauldrons and such. You can see that there's a few hooks on it. With one of them, he's got a pack, so holding on to it. So there's numerous mercenaries here, but these are the two that you're interacting with, so these are the two that I'm describing. There's 6 or 7 of them.
What was the race of the other non-bearfolk mercenary?
Heragon. Bunny folk.
He's a rabbit.
Yeah, it's a rabbit.
Yeah.
Little rabbit man.
Yeah.
Wascally rabbit.
Yeah, because it's just brief description of the 6 of them. You see pretty much all of them are humanoid beyond those. You see a female humanoid, a male one, half-orc, and another one that's human. It's mostly humans and a half-orc. These are the only 2 non-human looking fellows.
That sounds like a TV show. Humans and a half-orc.
Humans and a half-orc. Party power.
Alright, so I'm gonna buy whatever is the fucking strongest drink I can buy these 2.
Okay, and as you start drinking, the Bearfolk Churboss I really don't think you should do this. It's fine. He wants a fight. He's gonna have one. Besides, what's the matter? Why you care about me, huh? Why you caring all of a sudden?
Well, I just don't like seeing people get hurt like that.
Yeah, but I want to get hurt, so... you can piss off and you can come back when I need some healing.
That is so mean! What the fuck, little bunny babbit?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not got the stomach for it?
No, but goddamn! If you got someone that's willing to heal your stupid ass and I'm gonna yank on his ear, you be nice to them!
Oh, you don't touch your ears. You wanna go fucking now? We can go fucking now.
Oh no, buddy. We're going outside.
Alright.
We're not gonna piss off the people that own this place. Don't be stupid.
Alright, well, hey. Isn't it to make it a lot more fun? Hey, yo, I'm gonna be the shit out of this lanky son of a bitch. Anyone wanna come see? You guys, any of you lot? Come on, let's go. And he just walks
I
out.
want to see him beat your fluffy butt.
Oh, sure, whatever you say, Shorty.
I'm gonna look to
Shorty,
the.
you're shorter than me.
Yeah,
I
but I'm
think he
big in
pushed the wrong
ego,
button.
so go fuck yourself.
Can I get the biggest carrot this place has, please?
Lenzo, like, hands you it and is just there, like, please, if you do, keep it in the street.
Listen here, you little shit. I'm gonna shove this carrot so far up your ass, you're gonna be grinding on it. If you dare talk to my best friend like that again,
I am
you
not
understand?
I am not the individual that you are speaking to. He's already outside.
What the fuck?
He left.
Oh, what a bastard! Let's go!
Yeah,
I think he pushed the wrong button.
What you call it? Some of the other mercenaries, like the half orcs, or like walks out. Like one of the humanoids. It's like one of the dark skinned humans, sort of like doesn't like go out properly, but just sort of like looks on the side, just sort of like gives an indication of like, hey, get a look at this while not, being that far in. Chopper's just kind of there, sort of like looking a little bit dejected. It's like, oh. You always like this.
I'm gonna go stand by the bear.
Oh,
Come on, we can go and see him get his just desserts.
Okay. I'm sorry that he called you short.
Oh no, it was okay. You shouldn't apologize for other people being mean. You seem really sweet.
I mean, when I met him here, he seemed like nice as well. I don't know why he's been like this.
Is that a recent change, or
Well,
do you think maybe he was just pretending?
I don't know. We only met here a few days ago. We're just selling our services separately.
Mm-hmm. Nev, puts, a hand on the bear's arm, just, comforting him.
it's more his hand, given how tall he is.
Yeah. You really shouldn't associate with people that are just going to take advantage of you.
Oh, he's not.
You seem really talented and nice.
Oh, he's not taking advantage of me. It's just I don't like people being angry. So
Mm-hmm. Oh, I understand. Being angry isn't a very nice feeling, and seeing other people upset is just not a good thing. Does he pay you for your services, though?
no, I do it because I'm nice.
See, that's taking advantage of. You need to stand up for yourself.
Well, I don't mind doing it though.
Maybe, but how is he going to learn his lesson if he keeps starting fights and then just expects you to fix it? Then he's just going to keep upsetting and hurting people.
Oh.
And getting himself hurt.
Yeah, but if he gets his own work, I'm not exactly. We're not together.
No, but you still kind of help him when he gets into fights.
Well, I've helped the others here. I've helped Slippery with her stuff.
Points to the female human.
Mhm.
Probably I haven't helped much. He kind of doesn't like that. The half-orc fella there, Grom, I've helped with his sword. Rufane, he's been trying to help me too.
He points to the dark skinned one.
And you provide services for free?
No, it depends on what services are asked. But but if I see someone that's hurt, I'm not gonna just leave them be.
I respect that. You're staying to your morals. Even though I think this time you should leave him out in the street.
I know.
With Bruce.
I know, but I did say I would, so I can't go back on that. Oh, I think they're about to start a fight.
So, like, looks
okay,
over.
okay, come on.
Yeah. So, like, do you, like, stay at the doorframe, or do you actually go in?
We'll go and see.
Alright. The dark-skinned one says, "Hey, Chopra, make sure you go to the side. I don't mind you watching, but, I kind of want to see how this goes."
Okay.
He just, like, pushes himself to the side a little bit. Kind of difficult given his large side.
I love him so much.
Please,
Guys, we really need to adopt him. We need a healer. He's really sweet.
The
And he's a bear.
There are 6 mercenaries for hire there.
Yeah, but we know this bear is a healer, and he's so fucking sweet. He makes me think of the goddamn Winnie the Pooh.
Yep.
So, as the Heragon and Half-Life prepare to throw down, because of what time it is, we're going to call it for this session, and we'll have that street fight the next week.
So that Havelock can get arrested after.
Yeah. I will point out one small thing, which I'm pretty sure clicked for everybody. Yes, I made a reference to my first character with the mercenaries.
I love that. I love the bear.
Yeah.
Bear man. Bear man deserves everything.
So we're all in agreement that we need to adopt this bear man.
Yes.
Hey, you guys, like, if you guys decide, no, he's going to be a DMPC, it's like, right, okay, I'm just going to have to shift his stats around and actually, make him work. So, yeah, I actually need to make him stats, I should say.
Tom, you can't come at us with what our party is missing. Be sweet as fuck with a tiny, annoying asshole of a rabbit who's clearly using him. We have to adopt him. He's not a child, but we are adopting him.
Yep.
To be fair, you don't know what the other mercenaries are. Well, okay, Grom, you probably have a good idea.
Okay, but they're not a bear.
The funny part is, like, making outside of Grom, like, I was just kind of there, like, looking through, just like, ooh, that'd be a cool. It's literally a case of like, hey, what if by some miracle I get to be a player? Like, what kind of stuff have I got access to now? It's like, ooh, that'd be cool. Ooh, that'd be cool. Ooh, that'd be cool. Ooh, that'd be cool. And it's just kind of, I went a bit overboard, and I'm just there like, well, shit, now what am I going to do with these guys? Yeah, fuck it, mercenaries for hire.
See, it's fun. That's what Brad does. He makes PCs for himself, and then he will put them and make them like NPCs.
Yeah, I mean, that is essentially what I did, and also it makes it a lot easier. Oh, then again, it's not the first time I did it. The plane hunters. Literally every single plane hunter was like a potential player character. Like Shah was like, oh, what if I made a really deceptive rogue? Oh, what if she was a changeling? Yeah, changeling rogue.
And then beat her face in.
Or
and then kissed her.
Yeah. Or Calamin, although to be fair, Calamin was more just a reference to my first campaign, the Skyrim campaign.
Calamin.
Yeah. But yeah, no, literally, like, it was just there, like, I haven't made some PCs in a while. Let's make a couple. I want to pull them in here. I want to make a Grom reference. It's not the same Grom as, like, my Grom.
For fuck's sake, they don't know Tablock's corner. I just saw that.
Oh. Also, nice Glowhammer reference, by the way.
Nice what reference?
Glowhammer reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a Glowhammer reference.
Always nice.
Glowhammer has been growing in the 15 years since the Civil War.
Good to hear. They made it to Karmora, apparently.
Okay, but see, either, like, that's a Glowhammer from the previous shit, or they're really fucking young for a dwarf, and, like, one of the Glowhammers had fucking kids.
Well, you can be kind of, like, adopted and brought into dwarven clans.
To put it bluntly, with how because obviously I haven't done backstory, but how the intention was it adopted into the clan.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that, since they are, they were struggling.
Not to mention,
We had 4
not
members
to
at one
mention,
point, yeah.
not to mention, at the time at the end of the event, there was only 3 members, and they were all old.
Quite frankly, I never ever could see Trothnar having fucked in his life.
No.
But he did.
The only
Yeah,
thing
not-
he's fucked is himself.
He did though. In Platinum Hall, he brought 2 bitches with him.
Never happened. Completely gone from my mind. Never happened.
Yeah, that was just a wet dream of his. That didn't count.